Hennessy. That's all that's up there, bro.
I think he's coming out the name. I think God bless.
He got a 10-ounce bottle
in the live stream, man. Xbox Beats Fire late night edition. My man up here.
Actually, why you bullshitting?
Hey, Skip, the miles in that yak, Skip.
Hey, Skip. About to go on.
Skip. My man Man's back there. You guys do me a favor.
Y'all got the little himo.
Yeah, hit the like button. I got some codes I'm gonna give away tonight. And also, believe it or not, tonight's show is sponsored by my man Alex, the most dangerous pony. He gave me some. I got some Game Pass. I got some Xbox Live. Yeah, I got some retro games. And also too, I want to give a shout out to the winner of our giveaway. Hold on, Jesus Christ!
Shout out to the winner, whoever it was.
What's the name of that goddamn site? Was it Gleam?
You won Star Wars Battle.
Yeah,
shout out to my boy Top Dog. Automatically hating. He don't care. He only hating. He right off the rip. He wasted no time. Yo, you don't even let you get to breathe.
Wait, how do I find a winner? You can only see the 3 most active users. Fine, all right. I'm trying to.
Who was the line? This boy Top Dog is real disrespectful.
He off the rip hating, yo.
That's what he do.
Yo ain't even started yet. He going straight in.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta find how I get the winner again. I forgot.
That X got him in his feelings a little bit.
Don't worry about it. He be alright. He be alright. Niggas die every day, B. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat. We're gonna have a good show today. As always, thank you for rocking out with us today. And also to have some more surprises as always. I'm always working, man. I'm back at networking, man. Before I get started with today's show, the mask man, I see your ugly ass on my screen right now. What's going on with you, good brother? What you got going on with yourself?
Gin, man. Same shit, different day. You know what I mean? We just out here grinding, working. You know, broadband bullies getting it in all across the board.
For sure.
Having a nice little drink today.
All right, my man. You can get us new teeth. Not with brand new false teeth in this now. We're doing the big things on this.
Master, I just want to say that. I just want to say that Maslin is Zaire in an alternate universe.
No, he got type 3 diabetes with his chunky ass back there. Also, we got a Post. What's going on, good brother Post?
Ain't nothing wrong with a little sippy. What's good? What's good? You know what? Now I'm feeling good today, man. I'm just finishing up the first season of Stranger Things. I know. I'm just getting into it, but also I'm working on a whole lot of content that I'm about to get ready and upload to the blog. Yes, my blog is up on biggamersmalltalk.com.
That's right.
Go check the website and sign up to the forum. We about to take it to another level.
All right. My man, Mighty Mouse, aka Dr. Spreadsheets, what you got going on with yourself, man?
That's your man, Dr. Spreadsheets. Yeah, that was a name courtesy of Post Up. You know what I'm saying?
Mighty Excel.
Mighty Excel. Yo, man, crunching them numbers, but y'all took a break from crunching a whole bunch of numbers playing this X, man. This X enhanced stuff, yo. It's really on some stuff. And I'm dropping some videos. I got a real good one coming out on Thursday. I want everybody to stay tuned for that one. And then I got a series of videos coming out talking about what Z was highlighting about how we got the box, but now we need the games. You know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned.
All right, for sure. King's Blood game. I haven't been talking to you the last few days. I know you're back to work. You're back on fries. You know what I mean? Doing big things. What's going on with yourself, brother?
Oh, man, bro. You know, same old. Just been trying to balance gaming and working. You know,
and vegan life, right? Balance gaming, working, and vegan. Like, talk to me, brother.
Oh man, you know I'm trying to live, man. You know, just trying to live, baby. You ain't got to do me like that. You know what I'm saying?
But, get it, man.
Yeah,
man. I ain't had a motherfucking fish sandwich in 8 years, bro. But brother, I'm with you, man. Of course, be with
you. Balancing it all, man. Making it work, working and try messing around on that X. You know that X.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite console right now.
I see, man. You was on the PC kind of heavy. I think I was either telling Naz or Post. I think we lost Garrett. Garrett gone, man.
Still on the PC.
Why Garrett in the party? He was chirping him on that PUBG. Like, that's all that nigga play.
You bro, listen. An Xbox and a PC is all you need, my brother.
Man, the best console ever made, man. That's what I'm hearing.
I talk about
power. Reading a lot of that. I've been from what it's doing and what it's offering at the price. They said it's the best console ever made. But,
in about 3 seconds, you're gonna see it. In top.
Yeah, you know what? They're gonna come from me in the chat. They definitely gonna come for me in the chat. I know the first thing they gonna say is can't be the best console ever made without no games. I know somebody for the type that in about 10 seconds.
So, all right, good brother, D, what you got going on with yourself? You back there with that Ryzen chip? You back?
Yo, man, I just been playing on the X. I just been stuck on it. And I got a PC. Yo, that last night I fired up Gears of War for the first time in my Xbox One X. Yo, the clarity, the native 4K crispiness, the HDR, the textures, the aliasing. That game is so sharp. I think that's the best looking game right now on the X.
Yeah,
that I've seen. Star Wars is up there, but in all honesty, Gears of War is a different level of crispiness, man.
I think it looks better than because I go back and forth. I thought Gears was the game, but then I put in Assassin's Creed for the first time.
Assassin's Creed looks tight too, but just the sharpness of Gears of War, the quality, like holy shit!
You know what?
Man, there was Vaseline on it in the Xbox One.
Yo, listen, you know what I think it was? Listen, I didn't really play the campaign on the X, but I don't know what board it was, but I was playing and you had the dust storm, and you know that dust storm when you play the multiplayer, and you see all the stuff. You really see the particles flying around, the wood, this, that, and the other, and the lightning. I know which board you know. I'm like, yo, this is bananas. You know what I mean?
Review, I've been on YouTube a lot, just watching a lot of people reviews, and every review I have seen, when they talk about Gears of War, it's the same reaction. It's that, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? That oh my God moment. So, man, Joe, it definitely might turn out to be one of the best looking games this generation, if not the best.
I said that, but people looked at me like I was crazy. Like I think this might be the best looking console game we got this generation on the Xbox One enhanced on the console.
And let me add, man, on the OLED screen, my gosh, that HDR and that 4K on that OLED screen with that refresh rate.
Yeah, my bro just copped one of my guys just copped the OLED. First 4K TV.
Remember many times I told you guys
TV.
Yeah, you told me that they know. Get the Samsung. Get the KS. Man. Get the KS. Man. You don't want that shit, man. You don't want it. It doesn't get that bright, man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, but OLED last year was whack, man. This year it's a lot brighter.
What's the difference? It has the B6 last year and this year. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to buy OLED, you know what I mean? But
the difference is it gets a lot brighter this year. The color rendition is a lot better on it.
Give me the model number. Give me the model number.
And it has a much lower input lag.
Yeah. All right, give me the model number.
My guy just the model number. You can either you get
okay, off there.
Yeah, my brother just got one. I think the 55, and he spent around about 15, 16, but he said he got insurance on it, so it came around about 18. Mm-hmm. That's not bad for a 50. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, I see it
with what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
It's $1,600 right now in the States.
That's what I'm saying. Yep.
For a 55-inch, man.
Yep.
And that I'm being honest. You're not gonna see anything better on a TV. I'm sorry. It's just I'm a Samsung guy, straight up. Every single TV I've owned, I'm a Samsung guy. I even have this year's Q7. I own that TV. I have a Q7 as well. I have last year's KS 8000, what I recommended to UZ. I have it too for myself. And I'm telling you, this year's OLED,
you got a TV shop in your living room.
Yeah, man. I got the KS 85. Well, this is what I have. I'm rocking. I got the. People always ask what TV do I have. Right behind me, I have the KS 9000, and to my left, my front room, I have the KS 8500, which I honestly I think I prefer the 85 over the KS 9000. I just like the curve and the stand. Yeah. And upstairs I have the LS, the JS, last year's the curve before last year's model. That's a 65. That's in my bedroom. You know what I mean? But I can't do a 65. I don't have the space here for 65. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. I think either LS or the JS. The before the KS series, that's what I have.
JS, yeah, JS.
Yeah, that's what I have upstairs.
So you Samsung got the whole crib, huh?
Yeah, but I'm bad with remotes. I walk around the house, but you know what? I'm sorry, we're gonna get into the show, I promise. But you can't use these on the other TV. You got to sync them. I like I used to. You can take one remote all around the house, and but I'm gonna get LG OLED.
TVs suck anyway, bro. Monitor lag.
Oh man, I ain't.
I will say this though. This year, at CES 2018, TVs are going to start to blur the lines too. You're going to get TVs that have FreeSync. You're going to get TVs that support a high frame rate. And honestly, tell you,
we can start the show off with this. Now here's the thing. Wait, did I get a chance to go to everybody? Everybody got a chance to introduce yourself?
Yeah, we get
Neethles. Oh, Neethles. Okay, I'm sorry.
We get Neethles.
Hold that thought. Neethles, what you got going on with yourself?
What's going on, guys? Neth here, and I'm representing that broadband bullies and spreading the good word. And I gotta say, this X is the truth. So, chat trolls, come at me. Show me how butthurt you are, chat. Let's go.
They was coming. Hold on,
boy said you either gonna respect me or you gotta check me. What's happening?
Why they over something you said on the bulletin though? I was like, that's that man. That talk to that man over there. It was them PC dudes is coming for me. Like I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Oh, I gotta say, X owners, we joined that master race, so we're here, motherfucker. Let's go.
Nichols with that artillery.
This blasphemy.
Nichols ain't playing no games. He say,
You got to have an exposed video out by midnight. You
right. He say, Nichols on the podcast. Like, step around this corner if you want to.
In the chat again, I'm not looking at the screen. If you're saying hi to me, I do apologize. I'm posting the actual video we're doing now to the site. I'll be done in 1 second. Also, like I said, hit the like button. I got some free games to give away today. Well, how many likes we up here yet? Yeah, as soon as you join, listen, I got 120 games so far. Hit the like button, man. I should have 100 likes. I'm giving away some free games today, courtesy of my man. What's the dude name? Alex, the most dangerous pony ever.
No, he in the chat. He in the chat.
Yeah, my brother Alex, man. He gave me some games. So I'm giving them away. I never gave them away.
Alex said, send him a link.
All right.
He in the chat.
Hold on 1 second. But okay, I'm sorry. Now D, give me a second. D, you just said about something about FreeSync. Now I'm on. Like I said, I'm going to get an OLED TV. Right? I said I was going to buy another TV. I'm going to hold on what I got. Cause you know me. Well, if you don't know, I buy a TV every year. Every year I will buy a TV. Give them away. That's just my thing. I buy a TV every year. Right? And they're dirt cheap. The OLEDs are now about $1,600. Right? Now, I know you said the future TVs will be coming with the FreeSync, right? Now, is that something, if I'm buying a TV this year, is that something that could be patched in via download or, or update rather, or no? Or these TVs here can't do it?
Some of the aspects of FreeSync.
Yeah, first of all, what is FreeSync for those that may not know?
It basically unlocks the frame rate and it makes sure that the frames sync up. So it's I hate explaining this how it works, but it basically
what it does.
In layman terms, it basically unlocks the frame rates, but gives you smooth frames. So it could be hovering between like say 50 and 60. You won't notice it. It'll look like it's a smooth ass 60.
It matches the frame rates of the game. That's pretty much what it does. The monitor TV matches the frame rates of the game, so you
won't see the slowdown on your TV. Basically, what you're saying.
You won't see the drops.
You won't see clipping or anything like that.
You won't see the screen tearing, all that, because it matches the output on both sides. So you won't see a difference between the two. You'll get a smoother experience.
Right now, your TV is guessing. It's guessing on which frame is about to show, but with FreeSync is gonna prevent the TV from having to guess what frame is gonna automatically know and then go match for match.
Right, it'll just go whatever. So if the game is running at 53, have a little frame stuttering here and there, then your TV will match that same exact frame rate, so that you won't see any of the judder. You won't see any of the jarring effect.
Yeah, that's what it'll give you a more
consistent and smooth experience.
The stuttering comes from it guessing. So when it guesses incorrectly, then that's when you get the frame issues.
And that's where the PC advantages are. Playing on a monitor, they have smoother frame rates. They have a lower latency, right? Yeah. Now with these new FreeSync TVs coming out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be doing better than what those monitors are doing. And also too, Xbox supports native input of 1440p. So in theory, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Just in theory, it could be coded into the game. You choose 1440p. It unlocks the frame rate, because at 1440p, this console can do higher than 60 frames per second on a lot of games if they were to let it go. So they could let it go. Say it goes to like 70, 75 frames per second. And you get that smoother motion that the PC guys love. So this FreeSync too, it's no joke. Also too, you get a higher bandwidth, so you can have a higher chroma subsampling, so you can get 444 at like 10 bits at 4K, which is something we can't do right now. And it's a big improvement. It's another improvement that's coming. Now, some of these TVs can implement some of these changes that aren't really say bandwidth specific, but we don't know if the manufacturers are going to actually issue these, right? They can do it. So like, the usual suspects like Samsung, Sony, maybe they'll implement something. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll say, screw it, get a new TV. It's kind of up in the air, but some parts of FreeSync 2 can be implemented on these older TVs.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Wait, let me mute myself. Can you guys hear that going down? Yeah,
you go.
Hold on. Let me turn it. Actually, that's Facebook.
That's one thing I want to touch on too. On the PC, a lot of these games, they're not getting HDR. And
yes.
And most
okay, go.
And most PC guys, for some reason they don't want a game on a TV, whatever. They want the higher refresh rate, whatever. But they have to get a PC monitor that supports HDR, and those are very few and far between, and they ain't really great right now. And the HDR implementation on the X, man, I'm so impressed.
Listen, check it out.
The one you could probably get is the one I bought, and it was $599, and that's the 32-inch monitor.
Let me say something, right?
Does it do an HDR?
Maybe I don't want to sound like a noob or whatever the case may be, right? But I was saying that it's the implementation of the HDR, maybe the 4K textures or whatever. It's maybe the leap is not that big, but it really blows my mind. Like I'm gonna give you an example, right? I was streaming, I like to stream or whatever, right? And I hope Elgato comes out with an external 4K, whatever HDR.
Yeah, they have one actually. I think
they got one for the PC. It doesn't have HDR. You can put it in, but I don't want to go. You got to put it into the motherboard, PSC when it slaps in the back. I don't want to go through all. I like the simple plug and play, right? But I was streaming because I was having Microsoft get your stuff together. You can stream straight to YouTube, Twitch, or whatever, several places at the same time. And it, like, my God, I was playing, so I stopped playing Madden. Like, I couldn't do it. Looked horrible. So when I played it regular, there's a huge difference. And I don't want to be a snob or whatever. That's why I can't play in game mode anymore. I refuse to. I've got over the handicap. I'm starting to be able to feel my fingers again. Yeah. And I'm just going to deal with it. Listen, because in game mode, you don't get the, well, I guess with the Samsung TVs, you could put them in game and have the HDR, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not the same. And I like my face to melt with this new console. And
I got some bad news for you, Z.
Talk to me.
That OLED, you put it in PC mode. You label it PC, and then you have all the presets. You have everything the same way with the low input lag. The only thing that you can't put on is the frame interpolation. So you can't, smooth out the motion, to get the soap opera effect. That part. But anyways, you shouldn't be using that shit because it alters the image anyways. So you get everything. All the settings are there. It looks exactly the same.
And game mode, or just go? What you said, PC mode?
You label it to PC, and it's the same latency as the game mode, but yet you have all the options of all HDR. The picture settings, everything.
But Samsungs can't do that.
I'm not sure on the 2017 ones. I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure because, to be honest with you, I've been gaming on this OLED, man. I haven't really been gaming on the Samsung.
Well, check that out for me. You know what I mean? Because I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just spent $500 on a console. I want my eyeballs to pop out.
So what y'all saying is that for the current console, for the current Samsungs, don't play them in game mode because it's going to wash out the HDR. Is that what y'all saying?
It looks horrible. It looks the same.
Game mode.
Yeah.
No. No. But for HDR, anyways, on the Samsung models, for HDR to work properly, what you got to do when it's in the game mode is you got to put dynamic contrast to low, and it brightens up the image. And dynamic contrast in HDR is different than dynamic contrast in SDR, in standard dynamic range. Gotcha. In SDR stuff, you don't ever want to use dynamic contrast. It looks awful. It adds all kinds of shit into the image. But with HDR, it actually brightens up the details and it doesn't detract from the image. Now, you can even put it up to medium if you want, and just take a look at the image, make sure none of your whites are getting blown out, and then you can also keep it at medium. I would not recommend high because high you're losing details. It's blowing out the whites and shit.
But it's better to just stick with low.
Yeah, low is what us enthusiasts want to keep it at to keep an accurate image. Yeah, we use low.
Yeah, me, I put the C in casual, sometimes the C in Caucasian. I bump my shit on dynamic. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
I got everything turned up. You know, turned up. I'm flexing in this bitch.
Call it to 100. Only 100.
I got everything popping, man. I got everything popping.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wonder why Zaire is so trash in gears, is because literally.
Hey, listen, I done came with my handicap, bro.
Literally, his movements are behind everybody else. This is exactly why. He be wondering, hey, why you moving so fast? Because he got it in game mode, big fella.
Hey, yo, my man, shout out to Solo. You know, he said, man, you walking around like a serial killer. Yeah, it's been down there, moving around slow as hell. I'm thinking I'm running. I'm like, do. But it is what it is, man. Oh, I got you. Give me 1 second. I got you in the chat. Give me 1 second. For those listening to also too, shout out to all you guys. I put the wrong thing. I done dropped the red nickel on the telephone. Hold on, I'm almost give the link to the goddamn live stream. I'm tripping.
Oh shit!
I'm tripping.
Open the floodgates.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Shout out, but no, it's all love though. I see here, like, I get. You know what's crazy as hell, right? And we don't talk about the async, the desync, the sales of the Xbox One. Now, let's check it out, right? And I know it's just the beginning of the first week, right? But it's funny because we listen. When people say, you know what, now you Xbox guys want to talk about sales. Listen, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I'm not getting a check. No one's getting a check, but it's fun. We're all having fun now. You guys have been talking about sales for about 2 years.
I'm getting a check.
You know what I mean?
I'm definitely getting.
You got stock in it, but not for the poor people like myself, right? But you know what I mean. And like I said, and a lot of people, I guess, with like, you know, what's my man name? The Robert Patch, what's the guy? Michael Patch, saying that it won't. Hey, shout out to everybody wasting America. That it wouldn't sell well because of the price tag. And now listen, and I stay true to this, and you guys can chime in what you think about the sales, the price, and all stuff. That I said, as long as the average Joe Schmo can walk inside GameStop or Best Buy and they can see the difference graphically between what the Pro is offering and what we have for the last, what this generation started 4 years ago, believe it or not, 2013, right? And what they can see the difference graphically from what we had from 2013. They won't have a problem again asking $500 for this console. And on top of that, especially if you're a YouTube content creator with the 4K recording and all that stuff is sick. You know what I mean? And like everything else that the console can do, pretty soon we're coming with 4K streaming, with HDR, all the bells and whistles, 4K 60. You know, it's sick. Now, I mean, they won't have a problem asking for $500. So for the first 5 days in sale in the UK, it's outsold the PS4 Pro. It took the Pro, they said 80 a month to get up to 80,000, and it was tied even with the Switch. Like, what do you guys thoughts? Is it too early to gloat? You know, they still sold out up the street for me. What do you guys think?
Me personally, I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, I'm happy, but I'm not about to jump off the fence with the sales just yet. But I'm happy because prior to all this, the $500 price tag was being paraded around everywhere. It's not going to sell because it's $500. I don't care how powerful it is and this and that. Don't has games and it's $500. Won't nobody buy it. But that thing came out and coming out the gate is doing real well. Not only in the UK, but as Aaron Greenberg alluded to, in the US as well. And he stated that in the US is doing a whole lot better than what it's doing in the UK. And I've seen a lot of people who said they weren't going to even purchase one.
Yeah. A couple YouTubers, right?
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah. I was watching one that, like I said, I've been watching reviews just to see people's impression. And the guy said the same thing. You know, I was one of the main ones saying I want to go buy this thing, but I went out and brought it. And when he went out and brought it, his whole impression of the thing changed. This is an awesome console. Buy it. He was gloating about gears and things like that. So I think the number's gonna. I always say that they was gonna exceed people's expectations. I don't know how great those expectations have been exceeded, but man, Joe, the more numbers is due, the better for us. I always say that.
Okay.
Yeah, post up. I kind of want to work off that. So I agree. It's too early to call sales, but I think it's fair enough, you know, to call out my friend Jay Centuries, who was on Beast Fire about a month or two ago, and he was gloating and making the podcast go like an extra 40 minutes. What happened? PS4 Pro is going to outsell the X due to price and some other factors. And I got to say, in 1 week, you outsold the Pro that it took 4 weeks to catch up to its numbers now. So, Jay Centuries, do you want me to hand you the L now, or do you want to wait on that?
My man,
What do you want to do, Jay?
Oh,
Neithel's the assassin.
He
Yo.
got
What's
his
going
damn
on, man?
armor
Yo.
on today, bro.
yo,
What do you want to do,
Full
Jay?
Kingslayer mode.
yo,
Hey
man.
guys, I just want to say that Neithos just threw his hat and did the Bobby Shmurda dance.
Neithos been on the man.
Been on the war.
Man, the
Oh,
killer's
damn.
Hey, my man Needles, he taking this list, he checking it twice, and find out he's
Shoot your ass questions later. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? And I
I'm looking at
remember
you,
that
Switch.
podcast. I remember that
The X is
podcast.
keeping up with the Switch. I'm looking at that. Just saying.
I feel like Neith's just walking up to people here. This your grenade. I'm gonna walk away.
Yo, Neithos recorded everything. Neithos made a checklist. First he got Porter Rock, checked them off.
Oh man.
Then he got Jay
Alright, so
Century.
let's get back.
Mr.
Hold on.
Mr. Share my screen.
You know who I am?
Hey, let's get back. Let's get back to it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the wait and see approach as far as like the sales go, because I think I'm gonna take Zaire's thing when he talk about how to when the Switch first came out. He was like, no, you gotta wait and see. Watch next year. You gotta. I'm telling you, Xbox Live did great in the fall last year. What happened all this year? That's why I'd rather just wait, sit back. I want to see what it's doing in the months where everybody doesn't have a lot of money to go spend it.
Yep.
I want to wait and see what we're doing, February, March, April. I want to wait and see what we're doing then. That's when things are going to get real telling for us,
Yeah, I could concur with that assessment.
Yep, I agree with Garrett, because look, the thing is that it's blowing expectations like everybody's been saying, but the real true tale will be, like I always said, Q2 next year, like Garrett said, when you hit the months, the particular months, if it can start picking up pace, and if software sales start going to the system opposed to just heavily going to PlayStation, then you got something to talk about. But right now, you could just be falling off a false ledge. So just hold your anticipation, curb your enthusiasm. It's good to see, but we don't have enough data right now to really say either way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Moss, let me tell you something. Jay-Z once had a great line. You start out fast, then you're wheezing in the back, man.
Yep.
That's not. I don't want to see that happen. That's why I'm not jumping out there. But I do like what I'm seeing. I like that it's getting some good. I like that people actually like it. I like that people are going out and purchasing it, because this is literally the best console ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as what it's doing, this is the best console ever.
You know what I think?
Without a doubt.
Yep.
I think it's word of mouth. I think people who was on the fence, you go over to get your friend's house and you see it in action, you can't help but go out and get one once you see it in action, man. And that's just the honest truth,
Okay. Well, again, now maybe I don't know. I'm just saying, if we were to stick to what's been going on for the last 3 years, right? Everything's been about resolution. Not really been about better graphics, more or less. We've been talking about resolution and frames per second. That's why I said, Microsoft gave us the console that we asked for. You know what I mean? So just going by that alone, whatever. I look at it like this: for those that even maybe short on cash, right? This generation started in 2013. I'll look at it. Whoever really wants a PS4 by now, or wants an Xbox One by now, already has one. I mean, that's why I don't buy that. I understand it's still going on. The Xbox is going down to $189, and that's going to be for the kids on Christmas. They're those who get their first consoles. That's for them. But tomorrow, even for like the casual gamers that have been here since 2015 or whatever, and it just buys that loves that Madden, right? That loves that Duty, that loves that Destiny, that loves that Star Wars Battlefront. That's going to love that Red Dead Redemption. Yep. That console right there screens. So if you got to take something into trade something or whatever, they got shake something, twerk something, they gonna make it happen. Because honestly, I'm gonna keep it funky, not to sound like a snob. You ain't going from the X going back to the S.
Yeah.
There's no going back. Like there's no going back. And the reason why I say that, once you see that, maybe I'm just a very, very shallow man, and I would take beauty before brains any day. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But that, being honest, I'm going to think all the way 100 though. Look, like I said before, once you see that in your home, I know you're going to see like the videos on YouTube or Digital Foundry. Yes, they look good, but it doesn't tell the true story, the whole story. You know what I mean? Just forget, like, even the part, like I said, what the console's doing with the 4K recording and all that stuff. Oh, that's no. Listen, I think that hasn't got enough, airtime or bragging time. That's in itself is very magnificent. You know what I mean? Microsoft, you need to fix up Blue Studios though. But just the graphics, like you have, like literally, I'm at the point where I have too much to play. Literally, I have. Listen, you say Xbox and I got too much. I got a back catalog. People telling me Ghost Recon looks crazy. Look, I wasn't even expecting, what do you call it? Madden to look that good. Assassin's Creed. I haven't even tried my Shadow of War yet or Evil Within 2. Like, it's just too much. Like, damn. Then again, I play Gears. Once you get to playing that, the multiplayer, you get to playing that for a couple hours and your day gone. You know what I mean? I can't sit like before when I was Jack. I would sit down and play games for hours. Unless I'm on some of that Adderall, I can't do it. I can't sit and play the game for hours no more like I used to. You know what I mean? So I get 2.5 hours, 3. I'm good. I'm done for the day. I'm done for a day and a half or whatever the case may be. But it's like too much. You know what I mean? That I'm just trying out everything. Did you guys see what's that? You seen the update for Final Fantasy? That looks amazing. You know what I mean? Tomb Raider. What's that?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, we have to take a little bit of a wait and see approach. I agree with that to a certain extent. However, the trajectory that it's on is fantastic. It's outperforming what even the core thought it would sell initially. It's outperforming that. Also, too, it's a product that is living up to the hype.
Yeah.
You could feel the momentum growing. Like I'm watching like forums that were toxic with PS4 guys, and all they're talking about is the X. And the Xbox, it's undeniable that the Xbox stock, wait for it, is rising, okay? Rising. But the truth of the matter, honest tell you, gamers are hyped for this system. Gamers want a fucking game. And when they see a system that is showcasing the best games, and it's not by like a little bit, it's a huge gulf, sometimes 100% different in resolution. That is huge. A gamer is going to say, what the fuck? I want to play on this. He's going to go to Best Buy. He's going to see this. He's going to like, what the fuck? He's going to go home. He's going to look at his console and be like, holy shit. Yeah. And he's always going to be thinking about is that X. It's going to capture gamers' mind. I don't know if it's going to be the best-selling console of all time, but I know that it's going to be selling for quite some time because you know what? These multiplats are going to come out regardless of our exclusives. These multiplats are going to come out and they're going to look substantially better on the Xbox One X, and that matters to gamers because they want a game they want to play the best games. Period. End of story.
I agree with D. Like I said, I'm in these forums. I'm on YouTube. I'm in these comment sections, and just with the build quality, people are even cheesing over the build quality as far as the console have weight to it, but it feels like
weighs 1,000 pounds.
It feels like a premium product when you hold it in your hand. It doesn't feel like something that's light, something that's cheap. Like if it was cheap parts used for it, it feels like a premium product. And like I said, I'm seeing comments, man. This is the best console ever made, not just for the enhanced titles. A lot of people are still gawking over what it's doing to backwards compatibility titles, old titles from the OG Xbox to the 360s, how it got games like Gears 3 looking like a current gen game, and people is gawking over that. Like, man, it's crazy.
Halo looks holy shit.
Yep, Halo 3. Gears 3.
I heard Halo.
Halo. I when I played Halo initially, I'm gonna be straight up with you, man. You guys know I game on PC. I just didn't want to be too harsh on the Xbox fan base, and I love fucking Halo. I love that game. But when I put it in and I saw how fucking aliased it looked, and just how smeared, I just couldn't do it. And when I found out that the X was gonna come out, I said, you know what, I'm gonna just wait until I get the X and I'm gonna play that game. When I fired that game up, I was like, yo, I've been sleeping on Halo. I still don't like the story, whatever. But honestly, the game looks amazing, and that was like a free update, pretty much. It's running, at what it was scaled to run at. They didn't even put that much effort into it. A lot of these games, they're not putting that much effort into it. This is a launch, and we all know at launch when you have new hardware, and this is like new hardware, it takes a while for the developers to really get the full grasp of it and start to really optimize it. And they are optimizing the games for it because it's easy to run on it, but they're not really digging in and like dragging out the best that they can out of the system. So imagine when they start doing that shit. Imagine what it's gonna look like. I think this is why maybe Crackdown got delayed. Maybe they're just gonna really optimize the hell out of that game on the X because they saw the lackluster fanfare that it was getting, and I'm sure it was gonna be a fun game, and I was gonna get it regardless. But I'm sure now it's gonna look a lot better than what fans have been saying.
What's crazy, and again, that's what time if you want things to change, if you want things to do better, you have to be honest. I don't know if it was K-Mega. Somebody was arguing with me about the graphics of Crackdown. It might have been K-Mega. Yeah, it might have been combative Vav. And I said, they said, well, see, remember they crapping on guys. You see, wait till Gamescom, not Gamescom. What do you call it?
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. They're gonna show Crackdown and wait till Comic-Con, and they showed Crackdown at Comic-Con, and my God, that looked like the PlayStation 2 game. What is this?
And the people couldn't even play the game. Hey, I want to ask the panel a quick question, actually. I'm going to go down the line. So, Maslin, on a daily basis, what do you play? I know you play PUBG. What else do you play?
Lately, PUBG, Battlefront 2, the beta, Witcher 3. I've been playing through Witcher 3 again, and started Shadow of War again.
Interesting. D, what do you play normally?
I play a lot of sports games, man. So I play like NBA, UFC, WWE, NHL. I play a lot of sports games.
Garrett, I know you also play PUBG. What else do you play?
I was playing Wolfenstein, Forza.
Yeah, I play Wolfenstein too. Yeah.
I
play everything, man. Everything. But primarily
Shadow War,
sports and multiplayer.
I get what he's about to do.
What do you play?
Man, I've been playing a little bit of everything, mainly that Gears, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for my Wolfenstein to come in the mail, man. I'm upset about that, but it's been a little bit of everything, man. A little bit of everything.
And Z and Post Up, I know you both play Gears. What else do you play?
What have I been playing? I've been doing Gears, doing 2K. I've been doing Madden. Madden looks crazy. Assassin's Creed, bananas. What else? Justice 2, bananas.
Yeah, that's Jesse's game. Post Up, what about you?
Gears. I'm playing Ninja Gaiden Black. I was playing Madden Story Mode last night. I got to finish out with Call of Duty 2 Story Mode. I got to go back to Cuphead. It's
all right. Well, Post Up's the most faithful one here, but as you can see, going down the line, all these guys play are multiplats. People always ask me, so who is the X for? And it's for the guys who are just playing multiplats all day. I play multiplats. If I got a game, I choose Rainbow Six Siege. And when I have a version of a game that looks completely different, I don't mean 1080p to 900p, but I mean a higher fidelity, significantly more resolution, up to 100%, and better textures, yeah, I'm going to go with the machine that looks significantly better. That's why those PC guys stayed on PC. That's why us X owners are going to stay on the X.
All right, you guys see my screen?
Those exclusives are great, but I'm going to stay with multiplats because that's what I play most of the time.
Yes, my screen, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you. It's crazy that you went there. I guess brilliant minds think alike. Listen to that. Look, hit the like button. Hit the like button. You about listen. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go there, but hit the like. We had fun tonight. I got some giveaways too. Right? We got here. Right? This, of course, this is my infamous group, Bang Next Gen Gamers. I'll leave the link. If you think you're the king troll of them all, come join us. We don't do the racism stuff. No kids. Everything else is above the weight. Ain't no multi-console. Pick a side. Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U, whatever you on. Pick a side. Anyway, look at this exclusives, right? You look at this, right? This is back at the time when they had they sold 7.4 million. I'm sorry, this sold 7.4 million copies, all these combined, right? All of these, you got 5 games, right? 6% of the PlayStation installed base played these games, 6%. And when I say this number, and this being real, he say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, right? Uncharted may be great, Horizon may be great. If you like Killzone, Bloodborne, whatever, Drive Club, cool. I'm not knocking it. All that. I'm not saying your games are trash, right? But all these great games, the greatest Uncharted is, it's not more popular than Call of Duty, right? And greatest Horizon, look, this is what Sony's biggest game this year. Horizon Zero Dawn with 3 million copies sold, which is good, it's healthy, right? Boy, Rock, this is what I'm talking about, right? And you say men lie. Shit, Mr. Share my screen, Mr. MPD.
The MPD king got slayed.
No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about at the end of the day. And I'm not making any excuses because, I'm what you call more the hardcore and the buy everything, right? But we are, us here in this chat, we are small potatoes in this big pot of stew. The casuals that just buy the 2Ks, the Madden, the Call of Duties, the Star Wars Battlefront, you know, the what's the other one? What's the other game? You know, odd watching them. They outweigh us 25-1 by far. You know what I mean? I give you an example. Spider-Man might be a great game. You'd be lucky if it sells 3 million copies. Sony would be happy if it sells 3 million copies. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. So, you know, I'm not saying I do think that Microsoft, you know what I mean, from a fan's perspective, you know what I mean, and they're going to right now sit back on having the best version of the multiplats. It is what it is. But like I said before, we can act like that was not Sony's claim to fame this generation was having the best best copy, you know, a version of multiplats. All they had started with the Killzone,
a better gamer.
The year later, then Bloodborne came, and then, you know what I mean, The Last of Us remastered, and then Uncharted came out last year. You know what I mean? So that's all that I'm saying. I'm not saying, listen, because I am a hardcore gamer, but at the end of the day, this is, you know, like, come on, stop it. Now, you talking about the Wii, you ain't had no games. But
I want to say this, especially to Top Dog in the finest in the chat. Look, I understand the difference between the internet and the real world, but I know people in the real world are on the internet. I know this console has just came out, but that does not negate the fact that people have had strong impressions about this system in regards to it exceeding their expectations, performance, game-wise, enhancement-wise, what it's doing to old games, what it's doing to new games. And it's nothing wrong for people to be excited about that. Now, if you think I'm lying about the comments that people are saying, look, bro, I could be more than welcome to post to a few links to a few places, and you can read them yourself. You can watch some of the same videos that I'm watching. Ain't nothing wrong. When the Pro came out, I ain't shit on Sony fans. I let them be happy. That's what the system that Sony put out for them. So, you know what I'm saying? We happy because this console is exceeded our expectations. All we heard was for a 6 teraflop GPU when this thing first came out. We didn't know it was going to be doing FreeSync. We didn't know it was going to be doing all this stuff to backwards compatibility games. We didn't know it was going to do 4K 60 HDR 60 frames per second streaming. We didn't know none of this. All we knew was 6 teraflops of GPU. We didn't even know it was going to have 12 gigabytes of GDR5 RAM. So, man, bro.
And even then, everything you just said, every single person that's in the chat right now, including Top Dog and his I got a PC, but I play all my exclusives or all my multi-plats on PlayStation looking at it, he's shut the hell up. Because he was one of them talking about it ain't gonna do 4K. It ain't gonna do, like, he was one of them.
Get an X and then come talk to me, bro.
I remember. You one of those people that was out there popping all the stuff that it ain't gonna do. And then every time it does something, now it's all of a sudden stipulations. Well, it ain't gonna do 4K 60 all the time. It ain't gonna do 4K 60 when my mama come home. Like, what the hell?
Not on the Tuesday night,
bro.
Hey,
get an X and then come holler at me, bro.
Hey, I wanna send a shout out to my man Colt. That's his meme. I had threw it in the group, and you know everybody shared it around. But I've been telling people this for a long time. This is November. Xbox, PlayStation, and a lot of PC people, we're basically all playing the same games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all be playing a different game for like 3 days, then you come right back to what you normally do. Your Call of Duty, your sports games, or whatever big multi-plat is out there right now. Like, you gotta cut the bullshit out, man. We're all, it's a reason why these games don't sell as much. It's the reason why Grand Theft Auto done sold like 80 million copies. PUBG, watch PUBG
20 million.
Crazy. PC and Xbox guys gonna be playing the same game for a while. Watch when that hits Xbox. Like, let's not stop all the fronting and lying. Like, when I hop on my PlayStation, the same guys who sit here and brag about Ninja Brothers 1, 2, and 3 be playing exactly what I'm playing on Xbox.
Fact.
Like, stop it, man.
It's crazy because when you look at the top 10, look at the top 10 sold games on either platform, just like in the right, it's multiplats. And that is even
we gotta stop this nonprofit work, man.
Even regardless of all the stuff you want to talk about, multiplats are multiplats and they came. That's one platform. I'm not even talking about, Call of Duty is going to sell more across all platforms because it's on all platforms. No, I'm talking about on PS4, the top 10 games, one of them is an exclusive. The rest of them are multiplats. You have the same opportunity to buy the multiplats that you do to buy the damn exclusives. You got the same $60 goddamn to buy whatever you want, but they're choosing to buy multiplats because that's what people buy.
Okay. Look at this. Nintendo guys that say, what's going on, Alex?
What's going on?
Thank you. Listen. Like I said, today's giveaway will be sponsored by my man Alex. He gave me some codes, so I'm gonna give them away today. Listen, do me a favor. Just be so kind to hit the like button. Get up to 150 likes. I'm gonna drop some codes in there right now. I got a couple games.
We could do it as $1.99 watching, man. We could get a buck.
Yeah, so once you join the room, hit the like button, right? Check it out, right? Here's the thing, right? I'm gonna look at it because most people say this, right? And when Nintendo's exclusive sell well, right? People say, well, Nintendo's exclusive sell. Yes, they do. But I look at it like this: Nintendo's is in a very unique space where they don't have to compete with anyone but themselves. There's not really much other. You don't. Being a Nintendo fan, it's not a shot at them. It's true.
Yeah.
When you're being a Wii owner, I'll give you an example. Walking into GameStop, you don't have the chances to pick between Star Wars Battlefront, 2K, Madden. All you got is one game, Mario Kart. Make you think for coming out. God bless. Good night. And that's it. You go about your business. You know what I mean? But on the PlayStation, on the Xbox, you have again, these AAA games exclusive would come out every 3 to 4 months, or competing against the Overwatches, the Destinies, the Duke. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean. So it's not really the same thing. But I think that's more of a a horrorcore fanboy argument. Because when people say, well, the Xbox ain't got no games, like shit, I got to.
They mean we have shitty exclusives. That's what they mean.
That's what they mean. Exactly.
But that don't make sense.
But even that's subjective. Like, you can't tell me what I like versus what you like. I own Gravity Rush, Neo, Nier Automata, Horizon Zero Dawn, and MLB The Show. I own all those motherfucking games on PlayStation. You know how many of them bitches I turned on in the last month? None. Not a single fucking one, and that's what Frozen Wilds coming out.
Okay, yeah,
because it's the same thing.
I haven't turned on
Xbox, exactly. I play what I want at the time. People just want to put out lists like this is what they did in 2015. How many of those do you own? None. Then shut the hell up.
Let me say something to second what DRM is saying. The average rating of the Xbox One exclusives is 75.44. The average rating for the PlayStation 4 games are 80.11. That's less than 5 points. This whole theory that, the games are just super crappy and the Sony games get rated so much higher is false. It's a farce. You know what I'm saying? Like DRM said, that's subjective. It's all about what your tastes are. The majority of the games that are being bought. Hey, look at the top 3. Is there any exclusive game or any console in the top 3 that's being sold? No. People buy the multiplats. Fact of the matter is, it's not non-profit work. It's just data analysis.
Yeah, I mean, exclusives are great. They sell consoles. I get it. But you're lying to yourself if you say you only play exclusives every night. And even if you do, you could be that hardcore. You know that casual guy who mostly buys a console isn't doing that. They're on that Madden. They're on that NBA. They're on that COD. They're on that Siege.
Anybody who ever says that the casuals won't buy the X because it's $500, they ain't buying the PlayStation 4 for fucking Gravity Rush and Horizon Zero Dawn. They're buying that shit because their friends have it and they're trying to play Madden with their boys.
Exactly.
Shut your ass up.
I got to pull. Hold on 1 second. Top Dog says, he's hold on. Yeah, go Garrett. Go.
If you only play exclusives, you can't be doing much gaming, especially when you're playing player games, bro. You must game about you must game about 16 days a year. I mean, like we can't be in the same class, big fella. I mean, it's just common sense that people play multiplats way more than exclusives. Like, come on, man, it's not even close.
And these multiplats, it's not like these multiplats are even close. Like Red Dead on the X is gonna look completely different than what you have even on the Pro. Look, you just have to face the facts there.
I must say this: it's all about preference, man.
Yeah,
I see these people that rep Sony exclusive, and it's no problem. If those games are for you, they are for you. But it's actually people in the world. If you didn't know, this actually exists. People in the world that might not like those games, that like what Microsoft has to offer on their exclusive front. And in regards to a Halo or a Gears or a Forza, and like that they come out time period that they come out. I'm just saying though.
I mean,
make it hard.
that narrative works both ways though.
What? I know it,
but that's what I'm saying. This is a preference thing. When I say that, I'm talking about both sides. It's a preference thing. Whatever exclusive you like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I like Microsoft, I don't hate what Sony got. Right. I just prefer what Microsoft have, because when I got the OG Xbox, it was over from there. I was
It's your preference. It's your preference.
You know what I'm saying? It's preference.
I got a good comment here from a man, Top Dog. He says, so what's better, having just multiplats to look forward to, or having multiplats and great exclusives to look forward to?
Well,
and
once again, great exclusive is subjective.
Yeah, but people that have the regular PS4, there's like millions and millions of them out there. They'll keep their regular PS4 for their exclusives, and they'll get the X for the exclusives that they don't get on their platform and the multiplats. Like, I just had a thought when Post Up was talking there about Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, that developer there,
yes,
all their games are well detailed, man. And the power that the X has, you can't tell me that game is going to have parity with the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's not. The game Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox One X is going to be in a league of its own, and that's going to be the #1 multiplat when it comes out.
You got to remember, this developer
going to push people to buy the Xbox One X.
Hold on,
but this developer is working with Sony.
One at a time.
Perfect example is my man Neverland. Neverland is 85% pony. This nigga 85% pony. At the beginning of this podcast, in the chat, he was like, I gotta keep my PS4 for exclusives, but I'm playing all my multiplats on the X.
A lot of people are doing that now.
A lot of people are doing that. That's
a lot of people are doing that
now. You my man, give my man 50 grand. He said everybody can't afford a $500 console.
Here we go.
Oh, cool. Fine, but
I do what I did. Take my S and upgrade it. Get $200 for that.
$350.
Listen, everybody can afford a Switch. Listen. What's crazy? You saying it's like when I say thing about a Switch, everybody can't afford a Switch to play $300 just to play fucking Mario. Well, I can get Star Wars.
Come on, you know what negates that?
It's $380 if you're trying to get the bundle.
You know what negates that? I don't believe in that, because the way things are set up nowadays, I have seen people purchase the Xbox One S with game stop points, with Best Buy points. Didn't even have to come out of their pocket with no money or anything. They use points from Best Buy. They use the GameStop. Either they traded in their systems and to knock off some of the price to get it. If there's a will, there is a
lot of people are upgrading.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all remember on launch night, I went and got one from GameStop, right?
Right.
That GameStop one I used because I did that little trade up trick, and I went and I had $683 worth of trade up credits from buying 4 damn games.
Bro,
I traded them shits up till I got that. I bought all that with GameStop credit.
Microsoft big points. I know people who get like Xbox Live and all types of stuff where you start using Bing and getting points and let it accumulate. You know what I'm saying? So it's ways that people find to get this system. It doesn't necessarily always have to come down to five $100 bills.
Exactly. Thank you.
Is it really expensive? People say expensive. I don't know.
They had over a year to save up. It wasn't like they surprised them with this.
Exactly.
People kill me with that. They always assume your brokenness is everybody's brokenness. Like, stop that. Stop making an assumption. Stop being in everybody's pockets. You're not in everybody's pockets. People buy whatever the hell they want whenever the hell they want, because that's what people do. Period. People go to Best Buy and buy stuff they don't need all of the goddamn time.
Check it out, right? Listen,
I'll tell you this: people thought the same thing way back when PS3 was $500 and $600. PS3 still sold right up there with the Xbox 360. That was $400. So what are we talking about?
Yep, it wasn't,
and that's a fact.
Well, again, I say it like this, right? And we're just looking in this climate, right? If people only seen it because I guarantee you, if the Pearl came out at $500, no one would be saying this, right? But look, right? In 2006, right? Like you said, I got the PS3 day one. And then 2005, I bought the Xbox One $500. You know what I mean? And for those, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, that generation was, and it was in 2013. For those that have been here since 2013, such as myself, with the Xbox One and PS4, and I'm gonna say this again: this console is for those people that upgraded back then, because I'm not just saying it again on some fanboy shit. It's a huge difference from going from the standard PS4 and the standard Xbox One that came out in 2013 to the Xbox One X. Literally. This ain't no job. This ain't no, how you say, this ain't no non-profit work. There's no way in hell you're gaming on that and going back and playing on a regular Xbox, you know what I mean, or a PS4. You're not, especially with multiple. You know, your exclusives fine. You get, you know, your exclusives, and Sony got great games that are coming out. And I say this again, you know, I'm not damaged. I prefer Sony's exclusive in 2018 than I do Microsoft exclusives. But I've also said this because I joined Porter Rock's show one day, and it was crazy. Hey, Porter Rock, I got to call them guys out tomorrow. The All Days and what's going on, Fontarelli. But Wamba and the X, right? And they ain't doing nothing but praising the X. And those is frauds, right? But I've always said that I would rather play a AAA multiplat than a dog shit exclusive any day of the week. Like I don't change. Like my wording and my stance has never changed, whether you agree with it or not. I've been saying that for years. I would rather play a AAA multiplat than a dog shit exclusive any day of the week. You know what I mean?
And Z, I'm going to say something blasphemous, and people are probably going to come at me with this, but okay, we can take a legendary exclusive, The Last of Us Part 2. Okay. You know that game's going to kill, right?
Yes.
But guess what? I'm probably going to take Red Dead 2 over that almost every day of the week. And I might get 12 hours with The Last of Us 2. It's a fantastic game. But I'm going to get 100 plus in Red Dead, and I'm going to be playing that for what, like 8 years?
Yeah.
When was the last Red Dead? Okay?
I respect what you're saying there.
I will take a legendary multiplat over a legendary
I get that.
exclusive.
I get that. But guess what? This is one where exclusives matter. I could have The Last of Us and Red Dead at the same time.
Yeah, I get that, and you're right. With the PS4 versus Xbox One, that 900p to 1080p, it wouldn't matter. But this is a completely different version. I'm getting that PC-like experience with this, with those extra assets, with that
honestly,
high resolution.
listen, I've had the X for what, a week now?
Hey, wait, hold on. Hey, listen. Hey, before you answer that question, Alex, I would hate to question your integrity. My man, 50
Listen,
grand.
I ain't trying to be a hater. I'm going to just keep it 100 with you.
No, listen, look, Alex, I'm trying to save you like I tried to save you. Listen to me clearly, okay?
We got screens.
We got screenshots of them janky pictures that you threw up in Bang Bang, all right? So I would hate to question your integrity.
Hey,
on this show.
I already had the MO loaded, bro.
Listen, man, I'm only going to like you. The actual community that likes you. I'm trying to give you a chance. I know you listen, but my patience is running thin. Are you going to tell me this is not that big of a deal? Or it's not that big of a difference? Please don't say that.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you what it is right now, brother.
This look like it's about to lie.
Listen,
what happened?
Listen, no. Listen. I ain't trying to sway nobody's opinion. I ain't trying to change your mindset. All I'm saying is what my eyes seen. The first time I turned on the X compared to the Pro, it did look outrageous. But then I noticed that the settings on my TV was wrong with the PlayStation 4. I did some adjustments. Listen, no. I ain't gotta lie to you. But I'm coming to listen. There was deep. Listen, I'm gonna give you a straight up. I'm not gonna. My stomach hurt. See, I came in some peaceful shit. Now I'm gonna get on my PlayStation shit.
Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
We're on that. Go ahead, bro. But anyway, bro. Listen, my whole thing was
no. I can barely hear you. What you trapped in the closet, bro? What's going on tonight?
You can hear me? How about now? You hear me?
Yeah, say it again.
You hear me? Yo.
Let me turn you up a little bit, bro. You sound like
listen.
I turned you up.
Did you hear what he just said?
It was more about the colors that I had wrong on my TV for the PlayStation side.
Is it the Hachi Tachi 2000? What are you talking about?
I don't understand.
I could deadass give you the whole setup, the way I had it and all that. Anyway,
I don't understand that, Alex.
What you mean? How you don't understand it?
Because you said when you turned on your TV, you looked at the X, it looked good.
All right, and you see. Hold on. But that's the shit though. Y'all don't let nobody talk, so it just becomes a. I'm trying to tell you what it is. Y'all keep talking over me.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm telling you. The color correction I had on my TV was wrong on the PlayStation side. That's why if you looked at the first picture, it looked ashy and it looked washed out on the PlayStation side. Then I went back and I fixed the colors up, and it matched the same color the same colors as the Xbox, right?
Alex,
So what you
listen,
listen?
Hey, Alex, hold on one second.
No. Let him go. Let him give himself his L.
I got it.
Let him give himself his L. Let him finish.
Are you sure you want
Give him one an L.
finish?
Hey, L, Alex, are you sure you want to get
Let Alex talk.
I got it. Let him finish.
Yeah,
Let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead,
Listen.
Al.
Is somebody bringing that picture up in the background?
Oh yeah, put it up. It's fine.
Let
I'll
him
give you the
finish.
Hey,
HD.
Alex,
I'll
you
send
know,
you the
hey,
HD
Alex, you know
picture
they
better.
zoomed in, right? And sort of button prompts.
The what?
Oh, shit.
No. Let him finish with this.
Anyway,
Same settings, and one looked better.
Right?
Then
No,
I tweaked
listen.
all my settings so the other one would look the same.
Basketball sniffing his own product.
What?
I guess. But anyway, like I was saying, when I fixed up everything I had to fix up, it looked pretty much identical compared to the Xbox One X, right? The only thing that the Xbox I say that had over the PlayStation 4 Pro was it had a little more detail. But other than that, it wasn't a big jump. I had my nephew sit here and play it today. I said, "Did you see a difference?" He said, "It looks a little better, but not that much."
What game is this?
Okay.
This is Call of Duty.
Nah.
Listen.
Okay.
I played the Gears. Gears of War popped crazy.
You're talking about Call of
Good.
Duty, right? I'm gonna share my screen with you while you're talking. I'm gonna share. Like, I'm telling you that they zoomed in on the picture that you said was the Xbox.
No. So
but it was the PS4 Pro.
So
They saw the
that
buttons.
was all right. So this is what I'm saying. That kid that called me out, I thought he was talking about the original picture. That's what I was trying to explain to him. When I had said the top one, I know, and that was my mistake. That's why I went back and I had wrote to him and I said that was my mistake.
See, that's another thing though.
But what are you trying to compare the color for?
Alan from Bang Bang took
I'm trying to compare the
of
color because if you look at the original picture I posted when I first talked about the PlayStation Pro version to the Xbox.
I'm looking at your new picture here. This is your new picture here.
Go back to the first one I sent you. You look at the difference. You can see that the colors was off.
Look at this one. Listen.
The first one I sent you when you was on Porter Rock's
I'm looking at these
podcast.
pictures. If this is your current picture, I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna send it to Zaire again.
On the top version.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna send it to
How can I
Zaire
tell you
again.
right off the bat. And I'm looking at my little screen here. I can tell the top version is the Xbox.
Wait, what games were you comparing?
I see more detail already.
All right, but you're talking about the updated picture. I'm talking about the late.
This one still looks better.
It still looks better.
I'm still talking. Listen, what I'm trying to explain to you was the first one I sent you. You know what I'm talking about, Zaire? The first one I sent you.
Erase the first one, no problem. This one still looks better.
In what way?
What do you mean? First of all, the color that has more detail in it. It has more objects.
But didn't I just say that? But didn't I?
It has more of the image. The other image on the bottom is zoomed in more, saying that it's at a.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not zoomed in more. It's just. Listen,
it's a lower
Alex,
resolution.
it's a new
so you have less
product.
Of the
it's a low
That's
resolution.
a year
Listen,
out.
I play both games every day.
You can tell the.
Listen.
Okay, whose word will you take for? Your
Listen,
word? Or
I'm not trying to damage control nothing. I'm trying to tell you what it is.
You trolling, man.
Yo, post up, get in there.
Why would I troll? Shut the fuck up. You
These are
niggas a
first set
cornball.
of
Go fucking do your
Bruh,
I just want you to know. I just want you to know, Alex. You hopped in here talking about how we was doing nonprofit work.
and this is the most nonprofit work I've ever seen.
I'm doing nonprofit work.
This is the worst nonprofit work ever.
I got both of them here.
All right,
I have to lie to
but listen, and then we present to you Exhibit B. When you said this one was the PlayStation Pro, but the Xbox button right here.
All right, because everybody's perfect and they make mistakes. And like I said, I backtracked and I told them that I wasn't referring to that picture. I told them about the original picture, but it's all right.
Profit work.
It's cool though. Listen. At the end of the day, whoever's enjoying the Xbox One X, you enjoy it. Listen, there's no winning. There's no winning. At the end of the day, whatever I say won't matter because y'all not gonna listen. So at the end of the day,
you got the floor. You got the floor.
It is what it is. No, it ain't about the floor. I'm never gonna change nobody's narrative on how they think of anything. I'm just giving them what I say.
Let me ask you a question, Alex. Let me ask you one question. Hold on, let me ask you one question. Now, you have both consoles. You have a $500 console. You have the Pro.
I have a $500 dust box and the PS4 Pro.
Sure. Yeah. I got it right. Now, you like myself, you play a lot of multiplats, right? NBA 2K and all that stuff. And the game that because you play more multiplats on your PlayStation doing exclusives. It is what it is. I'm the same way, brother. You know what I mean? Thick as thieves, right?
And I respect it. It is what it is.
Listen, it's not a problem with that. So where would you buy your multiplats at now to get the better version graphically?
Honestly, it ain't even about the better version. It's about where my friends and where I feel comfortable playing. That's my PlayStation. To be honest with you.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm still debating. Like, of course, aside from PUBG that I'm going to be getting next month, now I'm debating like, what's next? That's the main question I have every time I turn on this console. What's next?
Well,
no, I'm talking about exclusively.
Oh, exclusive. Oh, okay, I'm with you on that. Hey, listen, that's why I got the multiplats to fall back on. State of Decay 2, I'm interested in, yeah. And Forza Horizon 4 and Killer Instinct, the new season.
No problem. And I respect it. Like, everybody has their thing where they have, you know what I'm saying, what they have looking forward to. And that's what I'm looking forward to, what's next. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I spent my money on this shit, so I'm waiting for what's next.
But Alex,
I still want to know what TV you have, Alex. What TV do you have?
I have a Sony Bravia HDR 4K TV.
Hey Z, hold on.
Your TV.
I'm tagging you in.
What's that?
Right.
It's a 49X 800D series.
Okay, the 800.
So, Alex, I want to ask you a genuine question because you say you're not getting damage control. You're not doing nonprofit work. Okay. Did you see a difference in Shadow of War with that Digital Foundry video? Or is that about
fuck Digital Foundry, bro? I'm talking about on my TV.
No,
that's what I'm worried about. What I'm playing on my TV.
That's all I need to hear.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna share my screen with you again, and this is why they're treating you a little hostile in here. Now, again, I didn't want to question Alex's integrity. Okay, I present to you Exhibit C. This is someone. This is from a YouTube gamer who said Alex is full of shit. Right?
That's fine. They can say I'm full of shit, but they never said it to my face. That's 100. That's a fact.
All right. Well, look, but this is
both of these are Xbox One X shots. The one at the top is Alex, and the one at the bottom is what happened?
And like I explained to you earlier, when the dude called it out, I made the mistake of saying the one on the top was the X. When I was talking about the original photo, that was the
right here looks a lot better. He's saying
the top one is Xbox One X. He's saying both of these are Xbox One X pictures. Why yours don't look like the bottom one?
What?
He probably can't see it. I don't know if he's looking at it.
You on your phone. You look at the screen.
Wait, hold on. Let me go to my screen. Hold up.
Yeah, look at the screen. I'm sharing it right now. This is why they're tripping a little bit.
Alex, I ain't gonna lie, my brother. They wondering if you got an X or an S.
But we're only looking at Call of Duty. This wasn't even a significant upgrade. It's these other games in the future ones are going to look completely.
Y'all can't see the screen in the chat. Y'all can't see
hey, listen, the way them dudes is dick riding Call of Duty on that Bang Bang chat. Oh, it's the next greatest thing. It looks so great. Like, man,
yeah, and you're harping on one game that barely launched. What about the next year Call of Duty?
All I'm saying is, if you fired up that X and it looked amazing, and you fired up that Pro and you had to go back and change your settings, that was a problem, bro. You shouldn't have had to do all that, player.
No problem.
Go adjust my settings in order to make something look.
And it looked like,
hey, my man ain't doing this.
Hey, yo, Z,
my colors was off.
Z, click on your image, bro.
You made the colors off on the X version too.
I actually fixed the both of them. So what are you talking about?
Click on your image, Z, so they can see it in the chat.
Listen, at the end of the day, all this clown we're doing right now is changing nothing. Like I said, then go ahead.
Don't you share it, Post.
Listen, for anybody in the chat, if you want to spend $100 on something that looks a little better, then go ahead and spend your money. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Shadow of War only looks a little bit better.
Yeah, it does. Just a little bit.
In the words of my man from Digital Foundry, well, Alex, see, in the picture you posted at the top, it looks a little soft on the image quality.
Listen, I didn't know that it came down to how the games fucking look by what the sand looks like. What's it called? A soup? Like what the fuck does it change? Does it change
Alex,
the ending?
Cool
listen,
hell,
listen. It is what it is. But what I'm trying to say is that y'all on some delusional shit. Because at the end of the day, y'all been playing bullshit graphics for the last 4 years, and it's been okay. That's all I'm saying.
And you guys were okay with the over 900p, and you're getting superior.
No, but my whole shit is don't act like humble yourself. Don't act like you just come from playing some bullshit ass shit.
You want to go? Why would I need to humble myself? I come from the OG Xbox era. We was used to graphics way before y'all even got them. What you mean?
And you acting like if I ain't never been there. You act like if I'm new to this shit, little nigga. What you talking about?
Way before y'all even been there, bro. The OG Xbox pretty much started this whole thing, bro.
Okay, and guess how Sony killed them with games. With
certain games,
what's that sold? 25 million on that?
When certain games couldn't run on the PS2.
Oh, now it's going back to sales.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the
Let's
sales.
talk about sales. Y'all was just bragging about that shit on
No. You lost the power narrative. Now you want to
humble
Hold
ourselves.
on a second. Let's cut through the bullshit. I'm gonna say this, man. I go to like all these toxic sites. I always like to read the comments, and I'm telling you, NeoGAF has got to be the pony haven, and there is nobody in NeoGAF except for 1-2 trolls, and they get called out so hard by even the Sony guys. Like it's not even
on Reset era, the new form.
It's not even on the new form. Close. Yeah. It's not even close. For you to sit there and say, "Oh, for $100 more, you're getting a little bit more." In all honesty, you exposed yourself as a true fanboy.
No, and you exposing yourself because you trying to fucking overshadow this shit with graphics. Let's talk about games. We don't buy hardware. Listen, we're talking about exclusive.
The like button.
I don't care.
Hit that like button.
Listen, D, you're crazy in your fucking head.
Hey, Alex, let me ask you a question.
You can ask me all the questions. It's always gonna lay to what I'm saying. If you ain't got exclusives, I don't want to hear about it, bro.
Equipment here than you fucking have. I have a PS4 Pro.
Okay, bro.
PSVR. I have a fucking Xbox One X. I have a fucking high-end PC. I got fucking
congratulations, my nigga.
You ain't more qualified to talk about this shit than me.
Bro, qualified, my nigga. You probably just started gaming, my nigga. This nigga the only nigga with a fucking nose ring. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
What is my nose ring gonna do with you being a fucking clown?
Cause you fucking corny. Shut the fuck up already, dog. I'm speaking for these niggas now. You a fucking cornball. This nigga fucking wax his dreads. You're
all jokes aside, you're fucking Puerto Rican. You're fucking fake, bro.
Get out of here, bro.
Alex?
This dude,
you're fucking fake.
This dude right here.
Relax. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Relax.
All you on his chest, bro.
Clean it up.
This nigga be throwing all you on his hairy chest.
Yo.
Whipping his hair to the back. Janet Jackson.
We're gonna keep it gaming, bro. We're gonna keep it gaming. Let's get back.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get back to the conversation.
Nah, but he ain't gonna disrespect me, dog. I'm gonna take.
You disrespect yourself with these lies, bro.
All right, yeah, I know. I know, D.
I ain't gonna lie. Listen, the old school next gen, the instigator I am, I'm sitting back and enjoying this shit. I'm see niggas fight.
You gotta enjoy this shit. This is TV. What's up?
But at the end of the day, right? And listen, and maybe like I said, all jokes aside, I have a great deal of respect for Alex. I think a lot of people think Alex is a dummy, and they get caught up in the character of Alex. Like people get caught up in the character of next gen. It is what it is. But and listen, no matter what we say here, we're not going to change Alex. Alex is a PlayStation guy. No matter what he says, he's not going to change our mind. But we are what you call, again, the hardcore, right? But like I said before, again, the casual far outweigh us by far. You know what I mean? And for those people that jump ship this generation because of that were 360 guys, more or less, and either one of the better version of the multiplats, the X is for them. You know what I mean? I look at it like this: for those who really wanted the Xbox and the PlayStation already, they already have one. This generation started in 2013. All I'm saying is, this is the first time ever as console gamers we get that PC-like graphics experience without all the bullshit going on, with all the mouse and keyboards and pad input. No, we get to sit on the ass, plug and play, and keep it moving. We have never gotten this before. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's an implication of the textures, but the HDR on the 4K on top of that. But like I said, again, I'm not just, and again, I have maybe a mid-range TV or whatever you want to call it. I have a KS9000. They're, I think it's 9800 is last year at the top. But, if you look at ratings, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? You got the OLEDs. And I have a decent TV, more or less, right? So, again, just all jokes aside, with the 4K, with the, and some guys told me getting out to cut his HDR. If you have a Samsung TV, you have to go into the settings and cut the actual HDR on. You know what I mean? But it's a big difference. You know what I mean? I can never go back to, again, playing on the S. Literally. Like I'm just being, I was gonna keep it. I still have it here. I was maybe use it as a Blu-ray player, put it in the front room or something. You know what I mean? 4K Blu-ray player. But there's no going back. And like I said, and again, for those guys that, want the better version of the multiplats, because the schools, like I said, Sony has come and nothing gets pushed back. They have God of War next year. They have Spider-Man. I don't know if No Days Gone is going to come out. I think maybe that may get a lot to be riding in 1 year, but that's coming from them. They got Spider-Man, they got God of War with No Days Gone. Is 2 Human supposed to come out next year? I don't see Sony releasing 4 AAA multiplats next year. That's a lot. But if they do, kudos to them. Great. You know what I mean? And then I don't know what far as multiplat watch I know you got Red Dead, you got a New Duty, whatever else comes out. And then you got the 2K, you got the Maddens, you know what I mean? And whatever else comes out between now and then. So it's a great time for those that want the best version of those games. That console is for them. For YouTube content creators such as us that want to record games in 4K, 60, and all that stuff, stream. This console is for us. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's no right or wrong answer. You know what I mean? But honestly, I don't. And this is not a shade at Sony. This to me is not a big difference between the Pro and the Slim. That's just keeping it a buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say this. If you look at the hardcore PC community, the ones that are honest, they said this box is competing with lower to mid-range PCs. I'm not talking about the high range because them things is off the chart. Mm-hmm. But lower to mid-range PCs, you can put the X within that mid-range PC. You know what I'm saying? Literally. But other than that, the only thing I would have to say is, man, it's whatever you prefer, man.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day,
it's whatever you prefer.
It is whatever you prefer, but I think people I would say this: do not judge this system based on enhanced games.
And that's what I'm waiting for, and that's what I'm saying. What's next?
You have 5 months with these dev kits. You're fooling yourself if you think that's what I'm saying. This system had hit its wall. This system ain't even took off from the start line yet. I'm telling you now, if you allow these enhanced games to determine the performance and the power of this system, which is doing some great things, but when they sink their nails and teeth into this thing, that's when you're gonna really start seeing that $500 price. It's not so much about now, it's for what's to come.
Yeah, and just at launch, it looks great. I mean, D-Batch, you made a fantastic video of comparing Star Wars on the X to your Ryzen PC.
Well, you better say that shit right, my nigga.
You gotta
the Ryzen streets.
You do it. But anyways, isn't that a little scary how a $500 product can come kind of close to your monster PC?
Yeah, man. It was really close. That like, if I was to play on it instead of my PC, I would be like, oh my god, I gotta go back to my PC. Like, it was really close. It was a smooth experience. I don't have to worry about no drivers, because on that game on Vega, I have to tweak it a little bit because a few times the clocks weren't matching up right, and it would just them, and I had to get the right clocks for that game. But still, I had to tinker. I had to find out what was the best metric for my system. On the Xbox One X, I just fired that shit up, and that was it. Good to go, and it looked fantastic. Though those textures are making a huge difference, and the HDR in that game is fantastic. In fact, the HDR in that game is better than it is on the PC. For some reason, it's not working properly on the PC. It's a little hit.
So there you have it, folks. Top-notch HDR. But I gotta say, you don't underestimate this. Even the casual gamers always knew PC visuals are just better. They've always known that. Of course. So for you to advertise and word of mouth that you're getting PC-like experiences with the X, that's just a tempting thing, guys. Yep. People are gonna go for that, and they're not lying either. This isn't false advertisement. This is the real deal. You're getting these higher-end textures and these resolutions and HDR.
Just imagine you have a Honda, and a fucking Lexus, souped up Lexus pulls up beside you, and for like 120 yards, you're keeping pace with that fucking car. Something has to be said about that, because the cost of that car is a lot cheaper than the more superior car. Yet you're still maintaining similar levels of performance. $500 compared to my $1,400 rig. You can't tell me that the Xbox One X is a bad value for what you're getting. You can't tell me that.
And there's going to be a lot of word of mouth spreading around, because for the rest of the year, what are we playing? Multiplats. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good stage for the system altogether. You know what I'm saying? It's going to make it look good. It's going to boost it up. You know what I'm saying? And I get Alex's point. Alex, I get your point, bro. That you think I come with the exclusives. I feel you on that. And I totally agree.
Oh, I'm not saying they don't.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I should fight for them all.
But they've already said that they're new exclusives, and they've come out and said, listen, We know, again, they addressed it for the second time. Phil went over to Japan and shit, and he said, listen, man, we're going to have some exclusive titles coming, not just from Japan. He went over there for that, but he was also talking about other studios. He said it takes time. These games, they take time to make. And they came out,
but they've been saying this shit for the longest, and that's what I'm getting upset about.
Hold on. People were talking about the X launch and no exclusive. Microsoft came out once again and said, listen, we know about this. We're going to create new studios, and if we can't create new studios, we'll just fucking go buy them. And you're going to see it this E3.
This whole exclusive,
you're going to see some new titles. I guarantee that.
Look, this whole exclusive thing with Microsoft, look, I'm just tired of the conversation because even when they do put out something that's exclusive, y'all shit on it before it even comes out. And the minute they get to E3 and they get to announcing exclusives, y'all get the shitting on them, and then you get the automatically comparing them to what Sony putting out. So even if they do come out with exclusives, people ain't gonna do nothing but shit on them anyway.
Yeah, but them dudes that doing that, those are the trolls, and then they shouldn't do that. Like at the end of the day, it's all about what y'all like and what they bring to the table.
This time it's going to be different though, because the games are going to look substantially better. The games, like for instance, Quantum Break. Once that came out, that it was 720p and it was checkerboarding up and all this shit. Yo, everybody killed that game. Before that, it was like the best looking game ever. It was the best looking game ever. Yeah. And then they killed. This time they won't be able to do that with the X because it's definitely going to look better than anything you're going to be able to get on the other platform.
I seen somebody post a picture of that Quantum Break on
Don't you got it in Game Pass?
Huh?
In the Game Pass?
Do they have it?
Probably. It should be a Game Pass, yeah.
But I see somebody post a picture and I said, "Wow, that's all I ain't hating. That shit look good as fuck." He's like, "Yeah, this shit look good."
And the game is good.
But actually, I want to speak one-on-one with you, Alex. So I totally agree with you. Sony's going to kill it next year with those exclusives. I'm not going to deny that.
Right.
But the problem that I have with PlayStation is that Pro, man. It's not doing it. It's bad if I would much rather buy the Slim over your Pro.
Honestly, and like I said, there's certain games that you would play on the Pro. Like I said, I always tell people, play the Lost Legacy. Play the Lost Legacy, and you see that's pushing the Pro.
So
I swear to life.
That's one game. What else?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Now, these games that we got coming out next year, I believe that they're going to utilize that for the Pro first.
So
as opposed to them using.
I can use my Pro like 4 times a year, and it was worth that extra $200.
You know what? I'll give Alex a point here. I think Sony is forced to use whatever power they can get out of the Pro now. They're coming down to the API, and that sucks because the fan base supports these guys, but they don't give two shits about you guys. But now when they're forced in the corner to do it.
But that wasn't their point to begin with, though. But you acting like if they were in this for the power to begin with. They came into this.
They've always been in for the power. They started the generation off like that.
Your boy Andrew House said it himself that the Pro was built to compete with people trying to go to the PC. So the power narrative's always been there. But the fact of the matter is, yes, Microsoft has to come with the game. But one thing we got to announce and we got to be real about is that between now and then, you're playing multiplats. And because you're playing multiplats everywhere, that's going to be the highlight of the day from now until
play multiplats almost every night.
Exactly. And so you got to admit that because you're going to have that showing of the Xbox playing the multiplats, that it's going to catch attention. You can't deny that.
Listen,
I don't know. I think it's bad to release a higher end product and it's almost laughed at. Like, I don't want to mess with that Pro. It was bad that base games on like the base consoles looked better.
Look, I will hope Microsoft. I will hope Microsoft learned from this past year going into 2018, and I do hope they solidify some third-party marketing on some of the games that's coming out next year. That way, they can be in a better position to show those games off. On the E3 stage when it comes to the X. They have to be cognizant of that because I think if this year, if they had some of them third-party marketing deals, like your Star Wars and your Call of Duties or anything like that, then they would have been in a better position to really show off the X versions on the stage. So I hope they be cognizant of that and think about that next year.
Right. Microsoft.
Yo, hold on. Let me clear something up real quick because that girl Blue kind of told me about a dude using my account. There's a guy in the chat using a fake account saying, well, acting like he's me. If you clearly check on the account, he has no subscribers. That's not me. He basically mimicked my whole account.
Oh, wow.
You see that? This was a sick faggot.
Wow.
Sick, bro. Hey, Alex, you take one picture with Aaron Greensburg, and now you getting hacked, yo.
Nah, I swear to God, look, the dude.
Hey, Alex, don't trip, bro.
Alex got a mini me running around.
Hey, Alex, don't
You know what?
Alex
No,
finally made it.
no, shut up. Listen, no, because the girl Blue, she pressed me on some Twitter shit like, yo, why you was disrespecting these? I was like, who? I was with my son. She's like, no, there's a guy acting like you, and I'm reading this right now. He's in this chat, fake ass dude.
Hey, he got a little mini me running around with his lip talking about.
I just want to clear the airways. That ain't me. Click on his account. You see the difference.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Like I was about to say, Microsoft, they need to show their cards. Some of them. I don't give a damn if it's 1 card, 4 cards, whatever. They need to show their cards, because right now, even though we know Last of Us ain't coming for at least another 18 to 20 months.
I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out on the PS5, to be honest.
Like Kojima, that shit may come out 3 generations. Knows. Like he ain't got no leash
on that. This PSX.
Kojima ain't got no leash, so he just gonna go till he feel like it, because that's what he does. As much as everybody want to hate Konami put a leash on Kojima. They was like, we need to release the game that you've been working on forever, rather than him keep going back and doing iterations. So that's not coming till whenever. But you know that those games exist, and Xbox to give you that beacon that saying they're coming. Right now, he said they get in studios and all that other stuff. Again, like I said on BGST, I really hope he ain't just start doing that. I'm gonna give the man the benefit of the doubt that he ain't just start doing that. But until they say these are coming, we don't know. And
I think
until they say that, we're just gonna keep in this endless cycle of Xbox ain't got nothing coming up, or what y'all got coming up, because they won't talk about it.
And it ain't even for the talk. Go ahead.
If you go back to the Obsidian, my fault. I'll let y'all go. If you go back to the Obsidian interview, they hinted on that in the Obsidian interview when they was discussing that unreleased game that got canceled by Microsoft. He stated towards the end of the interview that Microsoft was looking to buy, studios and things like that. So I think that started way before he announced.
And like I said, competition is great for both of us, whether you're on the Sony side or the Xbox side. The minute I know Xbox starts bringing exclusives that matter, it's going to put the pressure on Sony to get even better. And that's what I want. I don't want Sony to get lazy. I don't want them to think they just going to fly through this generation or the next on an easy break. Like, nah, I want y'all to get better. And that's why I want y'all to talk about games. So when these guys hear these podcasts, they know that y'all mean business. Y'all want games. Not just settling for better third-party games. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
And then I hate to break this down to y'all, but like, it takes years to make a game, all right? Also, and Phil just talked about how he just signed something that got games coming on the way. Like, this could be scary, bro. Like, I hope people realize that this generation only got like 3 more years in it, bro. Like, it's gonna be moved on in like 2020. You might not see these games until the next Xbox, bro. Like,
that's the whack part. I mean, I would hope that they have something in the arsenal from here to then, but they gotta establish something now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if Phil don't show you anything special at this E3, we will go through a whole generation without anything like new. You know how we got the Halo, we got the Gears last gen. We will go through this whole generation without one of those.
Well, I can agree with that, but
and when I say he has to show you at this E3, the only reason why I say that, because they start showing them like a couple years ahead of time before they come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm saying if it's not at this E3, you probably won't see it this generation.
I mean, even if they give you a trailer, I'm good with that. Gives you expectations of something to come.
I would say no about the whole like franchise creation thing. Like, everybody talking about, PS3 or PS4 got Horizon Zero Dawn. But if that flopped like Order 1886 did, it would just be another dead IP. Like, it didn't flop, so it became, a franchise, a generational franchise, because they're going to keep making them. But if it had flopped like the Order, no PS4 wouldn't have that either. So it's like the way to create quote unquote a generational IP is just based on its success. Period. Like
you gotta just say chances. Sony's always taking chances when it comes to exclusives.
You can throw as many things at the window. Like
exactly.
I think
but that's Sony takes a chance, though. That I'll give them that. They take the chance. They take the chance of going a different route. And you know, sometimes it doesn't pay off, but you know what? I commend them for that at least, because they're addressing their core, right? Microsoft, we've been saying for a while, and I know they're saying it's coming, and I believe that it's coming. And like I said, this E3 they have to show it, but they haven't really had the same success with the exclusives or bringing the amount of exclusives. You know, at least bring 5, let 3 of them fail, whatever, but at least bring it.
Right, but that's the thing. They did that at the beginning of this generation.
But they should have kept on. But why slow down?
But they got hammered.
But why slow down?
That's
you gotta keep taking those chances.
They have to. They got hammered. They got hammered.
And even if they don't make money.
I think Rise 2, I think they should have dipped back into Rise 2 and just the repetitive nature that it had of all the enemies kind of looking the same. It's just like still they had the money. They still could have did it. Crytek's fucking hurting. What the fuck is Crytek doing right now?
Microsoft wanted to own the IP.
Yeah, they said we will fully fund Crytek 2, or I mean Rise 2 and Crytek, but we need to own the IP so it doesn't go anywhere else. And Crytek said no while they were still not.
Listen, if I'm Microsoft, I'm taking all the indie developers that have that mindset that they want to make great games, but they don't have the budget for it. Open up studios, get these guys together, and start making games. It's not like there's not developers out there that's thirsty for bread. But you just got to open up studios and get these hungry developers on their
I want to speak on something King said about the generation, because Microsoft got this whole thing where they're not really looking at generations no more. And if you look at the power that they put into the X, it's going to extend, where if you look at these, it's going to extend way beyond the years that y'all might think. I don't think the X will be falling out in the next 2 or 3 years.
3 years, bro.
It's not about CPU when engines are when newer game engines are more so.
It is when Sony's next console will be doing 60 frames per second.
We're in an age where majority of the work is being done on GPU now, on a GPU, where the CPU is not really that much in play. Only when things become intense. I'm just saying, engines now, even DirectX 12 and all, a lot of the newer engines for the newer games are pretty much strictly GPU based.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I was saying is that it's going to be probably, this X is going to extend this generation is probably about another 4 or 5 years. I know that might seem crazy.
I mean, I would hope so with the money
that's in that system, they can do it though.
Hold up, let me tell you something. If PS5 comes out in, let's say, 2019, 2020, even if the power difference for the GPU is only like 8 teraflops to 6 or whatever, I mean, theoretically, if they put a strong enough CPU in there and these games are hitting 60 frames per second, all they got to do is announce it. We're doing 4K 60 frames. What are they doing? It would obliterate the fucking X, dog.
But here's the thing.
I hate to say it to you. Like, there is a large difference when we look at these games on, like, I wish I can explain to you exactly how this shit,
nigga.
like the difference between Shadow War on PC and on console. Like, believe it or not, me playing, I'd rather play it in 1440p, 80 frames per second than play it at 4K 30. Like, it's just different.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, just because Sony is if they come out with the PS5 in 2019 and 2020, that don't mean Microsoft going to come out and drop another system.
Yeah, because
they just released
it makes it just look desperate. That's what I'm trying to say. You want them to establish and get their feet wet with this. They put the power forward. Listen, I understand you want them to be right there with Sony when it comes to power. But like I said, this thing right here is a power. I feel
we don't know what
the way y'all talking is powerful enough to sit up there with PC. So why not get your feet wet, get some games on it?
We know what the X is capable of.
I understand. Here's the thing, right?
We haven't seen anything built from the ground up on that system, so we don't know if it can pull off 4K 60. It probably can if the game is built built properly from the ground up,
and how
it's supposed to.
Now anyways, man.
It can do it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, listen,
Pause.
Talk about it, Key. That's what I'm talking about.
The CPU in the fucking X is clocked at 2.1 gigahertz. Like I have a fucking
2.3,
and it's just not it, bro. I hate to break it to you, but them Jaguars ain't it, player.
It ain't even
I know. I agree with you, player.
It's the core values. It's so the system itself wasn't built for 60 FPS. It wasn't. That's just straight up and down facts. This from Computer Guy 101. It wasn't built for 60 FPS. Will they optimize for some games to run at 60 FPS? Absolutely. Will those games be in 4K? Not very many. And that's even with them designing things in DirectX 12. That's with them having direct APIs and calculated values. It's not. It's just no. I'm saying this is strictly from a coding standpoint. The larger scale the game, the more it's going to hit the CPU. And that's just from straight up writing code. That has nothing to do. Again, this is the X, fantastic console. It wasn't built that way because that's not the narrative that's now. Right now, they built it.
So now I got a good question.
That's why they built DX12.
When you get to the
that's why they built DX12 into the GPU.
Hold on a second, though.
Take them draw calls away from the CPU to free up that load.
Hold on a second, guys. You guys are forgetting one simple thing, though. When you get to 4K resolution, you start to become more GPU bound.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so
but this is
some of these games, they have to pare back settings to high. But some games will be able to do 4K 60.
I agree that some games will be able to do it. The system itself is not designed that. Even with the draw call calculations, for them taking away those calls, that's going to give you a more stable frame rate.
Okay.
With the higher scaled textures and all that stuff, the assets moving from place to place as you're moving in the world. That'll give you stability. As far as pushing more, that is all dependent on how fast those calculations are done and how many can be stored. And the way they design the CPU, that's not how it's made.
I got a question.
I'm not saying that some won't be 4K 60. It just ain't gonna be a 4K 60.
I think from a technical standpoint, I think the system is pretty much a constant 3200 by 1800p 60 frames per second. I think that system can achieve that. And so now it comes up to developers. What do they deem important, and what are they going to do with that power that they have? But I think it can do.
So now I have a question.
How can you say that? How can you say that? Yet Gears, the frame rate mode, 1080p, and it was 60 frames per second, and the frame rate dropped. That's a corridor. It's not like an open world game. It's basically a corridor type of shooter. Like.
But
it should be locked at 60. If you think it is, if you think this game is as strong as you think,
I haven't seen the metrics of the 1080p.
That's the thing. That's where D was talking about. As you get higher resolutions, you start to depend more on the GPU. Since they're playing in 1080p mode, it's more CPU dependent. So they push assets and they push asset strings. That's why I was like, the amount of stuff being pushed to the CPU is faster, sure. But the amount of stuff it can handle and push back at a constant rate is all dependent on how the thing was made. And the basis of it, it'll get for games that don't rely on, high asset strings and stuff like that. You can get 4K 60 on those games. And that'll happen more as you go on. Games that that have scales that work with that. We'll get 4K.
There was something interesting. There was something interesting
from DRM and King on this one in the future, but I'll take it. But I'm standing on what I'm saying right now. I'm gonna stand on it. But if the future coming, y'all give me an L.
I want to work with what you're saying. This is my thoughts on the whole thing.
But I will say this:
but I understand what both of them is saying there.
All right. So now,
in the lead developer documents, there was a little note in there saying that they can implement a type of frame interpolation to make like 30 frames into 60 frames per second, and it's some type of software algorithm where it's going to look and run like it's 60 frames per second, but it's not really. That was in the document, so I don't know how much this is going to come into play in the future. But I think the Xbox One X has some tricks up its sleeve, but they're going to have to really optimize it to get 4K 60 frames per second. If they really want that, they're really going to have to optimize that game. It's not going to do 4K 60 every game. No. 4K 30, I think expecting every game enough. But 4K 60 is really tough on PC on every game. Like I said, a GTX 1080 Ti is not going to get 4K 60 frames per second on every PC game.
No, I don't expect that on the X either.
And let me tell you this. When I guarantee you, when this next PlayStation comes out, they are going to be, and we're going to still be in 4K. 8K is so long away. It won't be in the next generation. I guarantee you, what they're going to do is they're going to be the first ones talking about frames. Watch. Console guys don't talk about frames right now. Sony's going to bring it to them, and they're going to be talking, and that's the whole narrative is going to change again. Watch, you'll see.
The narrative is going to be 60 FPS, and that's going to be going forward. Because just like, let's say it come out in 2020 with the stuff that's out now, they are going to be able to push 4K 60.
There's one thing y'all are not accounted for, though.
Right, 4K 60 with ease, and then you're going to have a Xbox Z or whatever comes out a year or so after that.
Okay, well, one thing y'all not accounting for. The more powerful hardware you give developers, the more likely they're trying to push that power to its limit. So even if they come out with a stronger system, the developers are trying to put out the best looking games.
This is the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing. That narrative makes sense when you go through the PS3 and the 360 era. Right now, all the architecture is the same. They're designing these games on PC and scaling them down to consoles, and that's going to be the how things are made going forward. So they're going to automatically make the best game on the PC. They're going to make it as best looking as they possibly can, and then they're going to scale it back to work on these consoles. That's what they're doing with the X. That's why you see so many of them being so close to PC level. As far as the assets and graphics, because all they're doing is turning down this one setting or this one setting, and that's going to be the how things are made going forward. So as things start to get stronger on the console side, it's just going to be less of them turning down that setting.
All right, well, Alex, you want something to say? I'll go after you.
I was saying that y'all said that that Microsoft isn't going to wait around while Sony releases the PS5.
Thank you.
And your man Poster. No, I'm saying your man Poster said these games that's supposedly going to be developed on the X won't be out until like another year or two. So now it leaves you that question: what was the purpose of having the Xbox One X if you know that Microsoft isn't going to wait on Sony? So it's like if them games aren't going to listen. I
want to work off that.
You're saying that these games won't be out on the X until the next 2 years. Then it makes you think that if they're not going to wait.
I'm gonna let Nethos go, and then I'm gonna follow up on that. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So Z, you always say you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, is it true or false that Microsoft said they are now no longer going to be the weak console? That they're always going to have that powerful one?
Crazy, right? What was told to me, and he said when it comes to hardware, Microsoft is not going to be outgunned again because because again, the narrative, everything changes from generation, right? Where you had console gamers talking about resolution and frames per second. Didn't really hear about that before. It was kind of odd. It's more of a PC thing, right? So, more or less they sacrificed the specs. Real talk, right? The games look the same. You know what I mean? More or less the multiplats, and this one was a higher resolution, right? Same thing. I can't tell the difference between a native image or an upscale image, right? But he said, and it even goes back to when Bill Gates was on that, I think it was Sid or Teddy or something. The woman stood up and was like, and that's where after Microsoft acquired Nokia, and there was rumors of Microsoft spinning off the Xbox division, this, that, and the other. And she's like, I have stocks in Microsoft. You guys are going to sell it off, and with the PS4, being more powerful. Something, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't want to. But Bill said there, like, we don't have to pay second fiddle with anyone for Microsoft. And he was kind of peacocking a little bit, and again, it leads to this, it's called competition, right? I don't expect Sony to sit back and just keep getting the shit hammered, knocked out of them. They're already working on their next console. Now, where they're not going to release this console until sales start to slow down. They don't listen. Forget the fanboy stuff. What's more powerful? This product when it affects the bottom line, and they're coming in dead last, and they're not selling, like then you're gonna see them. You know what I mean? With the PlayStation 5, you know what I mean? And whatever they do 4K, maybe 60.
Yeah, that thing coming out to like 2020.
I want
to whatever the case may be, but I do expect Microsoft to meet them right there. Like they're already
yeah,
be right
but that's
there.
what I want to go on. So I think you guys are foolish if you really think they're not going to release the Xbox the year after that PlayStation. They're going to try to do it
the same year.
No.
I'm telling you, it's going to
Let me. This is why I say this, because this is why I say this. So if we saying the PS5 coming out in 2019, 2020, it's no
Xbox
new
will be
Xbox. No, it's nothing coming after that. It's gonna be the X, because and Phil kind of backed me up on this, because he just had an interview with the Telegraph where he stated at some point developers will be making exclusive Xbox One X games, meaning that at some point in a console life cycle in the ecosystem, systems drops off. So when the Xbox One S starts dwindling down in sales, and at some point they stop manufacturing it, you're only going to have the X left. That's what he meant by it.
Yeah.
He said you're not gonna have. He said they're not gonna have to worry about the S. They're not gonna worry about the OG Xbox.
Here's the thing about that post. That's only speaks for. Hold on, they only speaks for the exclusives, right? But that's still when Sony's going to hammer the shit out of them with the multiplats. If they're coming in 4K 60 on their multiplats, and they're getting exclusives of few and far in between, doesn't make a difference. This is competition. If you don't compete, you fail.
Yeah, look,
the same thing. Look, I'll explain to you like this. Look. This is the thing. Well, last thing, man, check it out, right? Remember me going back and forth with everybody on BGST, right? And I was saying that Microsoft has to show the X or no, they're gonna kill themselves. No, it's competition. You gotta let you know. Listen, for those people that may think about getting the PS4, whatever it's called, 5. Hey, we got something that's coming out that's going to top. Stay right here. We got you. We got you covered. It's a competition. You know what I mean? Now, will this turn into an arms race? Oh, no. You know what I mean? But I don't have a problem with getting new hardware every 3 years, 5 years. That's just
that's the problem. Because how does that relate to the casual now? Because no casual's gonna upgrade every 3 years.
This is what I wanted to press.
This is what they're gonna start doing. This is what both sides are gonna start doing. They're gonna start doing the little upgrade programs. And the reason they're going to start doing that is because they can keep those in house, but they need to get them. They need to get them to the point where it's only going through Xbox and it's only going through PlayStation.
Yes.
Once you get that, they'll start doing those upgrade programs. So you pay $300, you get your new console as long as you send them your old.
Almost like the.
Don't believe into that. Don't believe into that. Trust me.
I think DRM is right. DRM is right for the simple fact you got to look at it. Sony has been killing Microsoft in output. They're doubling console sales. They're doubling software. Microsoft had to close the software gap because that's where you make money. So that's why they're willing to drop it every 3, maybe 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where you make your money. Microsoft, even though Sony ended up edging them in console sales, people think that Microsoft won the generation last year because they still killed them in software sales. It's all about software.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Albert Pinello, when he said that the reason that these mid-gen console refreshes are happening is because people are buying $1,000 iPhones every year. That was the very first indication. Some people, yes, they're going out spending a G on an iPhone. Some people are trading in their last iPhone and getting the new iPhone and paying an upgrade fee. That is what's going to happen with these consoles.
You can't even compare it to with a console. You're making listen, with a phone, you're making phone calls. There's a different audience when it comes to phones and gaming consoles.
Right. Bro. That's why it's not going to be every year, but every couple years.
If y'all think another system going to be out from Microsoft in 2020 or 21, you're crazy.
Wait, 4 years?
I'm saying you're crazy. I'm calling it now.
Right, like
take an L on this. I'm telling you, crazy.
No,
Wait,
This
is the thing. People keep
the X won't even have a dent in it. They won't even.
And the PS3 generation as a staple for how things are. That was ridiculously long.
Unhealthy.
It was very unhealthy for gaming.
That happened because of
every console before then was 4 or 5 years tops, and then we was on to the next one.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
8 years was ridiculous.
Yeah, look. I'm telling you now, Microsoft gonna be betting on this X a little bit longer.
Yeah,
think it is. Because if you tell me that they finna bring out another system, they ain't gonna. The developers ain't even touched the X yet.
Right.
They just
post. That's what I want to work off of. All right.
that same
I
logic
agree with
that they used on the original OG to the One X.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's what I'm trying to say, Garrett.
As soon as he said they killing console generation,
Niggas wake up your mind. If you're trying to say what I'm saying or what Garrett's trying to say, you can't be saying the same thing at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, the X, you're right. It's going to stay for a while. But when the successor comes out in 2021, like I said before, the X will kind of become what the S is now. It'll be the low tier.
Listen, Microsoft wants to make money off their console.
X has a 3-year life cycle. They call it
3 to 4.
Mid-generation refresh for a reason. If you think it's gonna last 4 or 5 years, you're kidding yourself. It's gonna last 3 years.
So doesn't that sound scary for a person going to buy into this?
No.
How long do I have to wait?
You know what? All your games are still gonna be supported.
Nah, bro.
And you don't understand that, but nobody's
just got no $500 system.
Exactly. Nobody's gonna keep spending
I just got no $500 system.
That nigga's cheap.
For 4 years, bro.
Just like we update our phones, just like we update our
story,
bro.
These are not phones.
Hold on a second.
But that's all multimedia devices. They all have the same market.
A phone is a necessity. A console is not a necessity, bro.
But they all fit in the same multimedia.
I'm gonna ask a quick question. to the panel.
Hold on. Let me talk about a great conversation.
And then great conversation. So I'm gonna ask a quick question to everybody on the panel who talking about we upgrade our phones is different than upgrading consoles. You still have the same basic laptop you had 8 years ago?
Thank you, D.
Did you not upgrade your laptop? That's the same type of
upgrade my laptop.
Upgrade your laptop.
I got a 2012 MacBook Pro. What is you talking?
I had that too.
2012.
I just upgraded.
And I like it because it has all the ports on. I don't need that. Got me buying all these.
Buy a new iPad.
Man, I got a 2012. And
these things are luxury devices. You can buy them or not buy them.
Look, I work for Apple and I still got a 6S, bro. I don't my phone. Long as my phone do what it's supposed to.
Right.
It's so good, man.
Hold up. Listen, bro. If the PS5 comes out doing what we think it's going to do, it would blow the X out the water. It wouldn't be any competition, bro.
That's why
it's time to move on. I disagree.
Okay, but this is what you're thinking about it as a fanboy.
You
These
like
dudes
that
are not
chick
trying to lose money, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Because if the around that time the PS5, look around it's just like now. I ain't trying to get it. I'm just saying, though. This is my post, man.
Listen. I'm gonna say we gonna get the hell out. It's already 11:30 at night, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Right. Let's never stop. But shout out to everybody that rocked out. You know what I mean? With the show. Shout out to the Patreon supporters, my man, the finest. A few of you guys in there. Lex Hazard, you guys. Bum ass Renz in the comment section. Look like this. I want to say this last thing before we get the hell up out of here, right?
Hey, yo, Renz been coming at me the whole show, man. I'm gonna have to check.
Hey, yo,
that last part I actually agree with post of. Like we on the same page when it comes to what we think about like this, right? Generations.
We're gonna close the show with this, right? At the end of the day, right? And we just said what's unhealthy for gaming, right? You're talking about 3 years from now. Your console feels new to you right now. And the same thing I was telling Crap, because you sound like your mommy does. Well, I just got the X fine. It feels new to you right now. You just got it. But you're not going to feel this way 2 years from now. You're not going to feel this way, 3 years from now. It's a called competition, right? Microsoft, they're right now, they're already working on the successor to the X. They've already said this publicly, okay? So look at it again. When you just said yourself, games are massive. Games are made on PC. Could you imagine how far PC gaming is going to be 3 years from now? And you know what I mean? Think about it. You know what I mean? What is the GTX 1080? What is that? 10 teraflops or whatever the case?
11.
Whatever the case may be, right? So could you imagine 3 years from now we might be at 15, 16 gigabyte graphics cards, and you still running with 16 flops? Are you crazy?
Okay,
I understand that.
You said Z when it comes to consoles, and you compare it to PC.
Yes,
they double the performance, right?
No, I didn't say don't. You get more bang for your buck. What I'm saying,
closed box, right? You haven't said that.
Yeah.
When you compare closed box.
Listen. This conversation is actually good for another podcast, though.
We're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna close. I'm trying to save you from this right here on the low. I'm trying to save you.
Hey, you better good night this podcast because I'm not.
No, I'm just saying. But just think about it. You just expect Microsoft to let Sony just come out there and dominate them, and for you, whole generation.
But you're looking at it from a fanboy's point of view, dog. They trying to make money. Listen, they trying to make money. listen, they're not in this game.
The console will be cheaper.
I understand that. They in this thing to make money. They're not in here to say, "Oh, we want to beat these guys."
They in here to make money, and they make money off software. Not
okay, so you telling me it's a smart business strategy to fucking upgrade your shit every 3 years? They smoking.
Because this is what I'm telling you,
Alex. I finally can agree with you on something.
This bugging. I would listen. I'm gonna tell Sony. Listen. If Sony did that, Sony did that, I wouldn't even buy it. Listen,
well, they about to. They
Apple. Listen, bro. Apple is Apple. I'm not gonna sit here and spend $500 every 3 years on a console. Hell no.
I want to say this. People keep bringing up Apple. Microsoft. Look at the Apple store. Look at the Microsoft store. No,
okay, just like that. All right, listen. So you think, hey, Alex, we gonna talk to Alex. You think 20? What year is this? We're in 2017. So you think 2020 it'll be too soon for the PS5?
What compared to the Pro?
25.
The Pro came out last year, so if you give it to them, it was like 4 years, 5 years.
So you think 2020 is too soon for a PS5?
Hell yeah!
Lord, thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
No,
thank you for coming. I'm serious too. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
We're gonna continue this. All right.
Listen.
Next podcast.
If you got an iPhone, if you want to drop $1 in the super, if you enjoyed the show today, hit the like button.
Yeah, post
it. Listen, and I'm gonna tell you before we get off. Did you get off?
iPhone.
You didn't get off, right?
I'm about to get off right now. I'm trying to get to that. My arm just locked.
No, but I'm saying. No, listen. The reason why I say that is because I already felt like this generation has been lackluster. We haven't even touched into the AAA games that are coming out, and you want to release something 2019, 2020? Hell no.
But that's why Microsoft said they're getting rid of generations.
Yeah, what I'm trying
to tell you, Microsoft. Listen, Microsoft doesn't run this gaming industry, bro.
Sony already changed their business model to follow Microsoft. Alex, I'm telling you, man,
they're not following them. Where they following them? Where they following them
on the games as a
service thing, right?
All right, but we talking about hardware. We're not talking about services. We're talking about hardware.
Let me tell you something. I look at it like this, man. That X, we don't even know what that system.
You ain't never know. I understand.
And you
still I understand. You went out the light bill money and got this goddamn console. It's not gonna feel like that.
Look, and I'm gonna hold y'all on this podcast because I'm pretty sure, and I can say PS5 is gonna drop on the X, and when y'all see the and when you see the games that's coming out 2 or 3 years from now, what the these games.
When I say I know somebody that knows somebody,
tell him, Z.
And I knew some people that knew some people.
When I say I know somebody that knows somebody, it's a competition. Just like I don't expect Sony to sit there and get the shit kicked out of them. You know what I mean?
But they won't. This thing is crazy, bro.
Not a reality competition.
Listen, for those who want to join the show, the super chat, or get that with the like button. Hit the like button. Like I said, do the Patreon link. Like I said, I'm looking for 3 more people for the show.
You giving out that game yet, right? Or is today?
I ain't get 150 likes. I'm gonna put them back in the
I've learned my lesson from this. The new jump up.
I think I get 150 likes. I got free games.
Hey, guess what? I'll give out one of these codes.
Nah, hold that, man. We can look. We can likes. Why we gotta beg to get them something?
No. Listen, I got a code right here. A year's worth of motherfucking Game Pass. If you get this shit to 100 likes right now,
just slide that to your.
We already 100 likes.
Yeah,
you are
9 more.
Yeah.
You
got what's that for?
It's showing 63 for me over here.
For 1 year, what?
That's 146 over here.
1 year Game Pass. Slide that to your boy, man.
Yeah.
So Alex, I want to ask you a quick question because we went off something else. Does your Xbox One S play all those Xbox games right now? True or false?
True.
It plays all the Xbox games, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2021 or whenever the year after the PS5, they're going to release the next Xbox, right?
Yeah.
But your Scorpio will become like that S.
Exactly.
So your Scorpio is the lowest tier.
Listen,
that successor is the high tier.
My man,
meaning you'll get that.
I get what you're saying, but nobody's
not
coming out of pocket again. Especially the early adopters.
They're
not coming out of pocket again, bro.
Look, if I spend $500 on a system, and I don't like when I compare this to cell phones.
I don't like it.
Cell phones are totally different, bro. Look, if I just spend $500 on a console, I want to get my worth out of that, and it just can't look. No, because it's going to just be hitting this because it's just going to be hitting its stride, Nethus, and we go in terms of development.
Post up. Here's the thing: it's hitting their stride, right? But it's not like the console dies when the new one comes out. You're still playing the same games. So meaning that console lasts for like 8 years.
It's stupid. They don't make money off hardware.
Right.
No, they make money off software.
Bro, then why did they release the X?
Yes,
it didn't matter.
Like I'm saying, they need a broader pool.
They released the X because they knew this shit was gonna last a little longer.
They released the X because they want to enjoy the new hardware as it comes with the software.
Yes, you need larger player pool.
Exactly. With the power of that
in 3 years,
you can keep that power.
The X,
it's gonna keep evolving over the 8 years you have it.
It'll keep going.
Y'all can tell on this one.
No, man, you're just being an old man on this one.
You catching the L on this one.
The reason
you're not
about this in 21, 22.
Rock me on this podcast, bro.
That's making sense right now. Me,
not making no sense.
Post, just like you were talking about earlier, how he was talking about there will be exclusive games to the X. That is a true statement because they are going to move forward to the next stage, which is exclusive games to the X and the next thing that comes out.
Exactly.
The S doesn't need to get left behind if they're just going to keep with the X.
Because the thing is, these games cost so much to make, especially for the third-party multiplats, so they need these larger pools. That's why they move on from the 360 and PS3.
Let me tell you something, and I allude to this all the time. If you look at the PS3 and the 360 at the end of their generations, the games looked way, way, way better than what they did at the beginning and the middle of that generation. You know why? Because developers had years. Because developers had years and years of development to find and pull everything out of that system. That cannot happen with the X in 4 years, bro.
Your X dies. It doesn't,
bro. By time the PS5 dropped, what y'all said,
PS3 and 360 generation going since the games were looking better.
No, what I'm saying is that's
the same thing you're saying right now.
No.
At the end,
no.
What the X?
What I'm saying is no. This is the point I'm trying to make. This is what I'm trying to make. What I'm saying is that if Phil just green lighted some new games,
and they will come out on your X.
Can I speak?
And the next one.
Okay, so that means that those games he just greenlighted is for the next system that's coming out because it's going to take about that same time span.
With that being said, look, we're gonna close the show right now. Listen,
how many likes we got?
Hold on, I'm gonna drop a game right now. Right. I'm dropping a game right now in the chat. Go out and get it, man. It's your boy next year.
I'm dropping that Game Pass right now.
Say that for the multiplayer.
It's out. Whoever got it, good luck. Fuck y'all.
Come on, man.
Maslin, Moss, you guys get it. You guys get it.
I'm getting that shit.
It's out there.
Oh, it's 2 codes in there.
Yeah, it's one for game.
One from Z and one from Alex.
Yeah.
Oh,
so y'all Xbox niggas don't think I'm an ungrateful nigga, you heard? Fuck yeah, niggas. Yo, but yeah.
This was a good discussion, man. We're going
good discussion. Yes.
To be continued, man.
To be continued, that's very good to talk about.
Are we still on there?
On there, yep.
I said I'm wild.
We're still on there.
Listen, all I need y'all to do is support my nigga Z, man.
Y'all gonna get this work.
No. We good. All right, thank you guys. You got 2 things today, man. Dope shit, man.
The code is good.
What you getting? The Fusion Frenzy or no?
I gave him Crimson Skies.